All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is truly mind-blowing. Why? Because we somehow hit a new high from Liberation Day. The previous high was 59.68. We're now at 59.77. Equal weight is actually leading the way today. This is without even all of the Mag 7. One after the next, they all started to participate. There was good data in the sense of jobs being good, not good for bonds. And meanwhile, bonds are even dying here at the level as we're getting ready for all of it. So very, very wild day so far. It turned in from, are we going to continue the random upside of yesterday, the trade flurries? And then we didn't hear anything on trade deals. We did hear that Washington, from sources, they said that they're going to meet with Donald Trump, China. They're going to have a call on Friday. We heard confirmation from China saying stuff like that. But other than that, we haven't really got the trade details. So we're getting ready for Philo. I hope you guys are ready for that, and I'm glad to see you. But Caroline Levitt might begin here. So I think we could do it I think the market, literally, I went to the bathroom. We've got data. We got headlines. The market is doing whatever it wants today. So I think we could start the Philo. And then if Caroline starts saying important stuff, I could switch it on over because I am anticipating a headline. I think we will be getting a damn, news update eventually related to trade because I feel like that's kind of been lacking in the midst of all of this, hype. So we'll see. Remember that certainty will kill you. Other than that, Chad, I'm glad you're here, and let me start setting up the Philo. I'll tell you my dream after. It's not a good dream. So if you want to hear my dream that I had today, it's not like a spiritual dream. It was just funny. So, but I'll tell you after Philo. Hell yeah. I wrote it down. I still remember it. It was the weirdest dream I've had in a long time. It was scary too. Oh yeah, it was nuts, bro. But yeah, I'll go after Philo. So yeah, lock in, and then we'll see what happens with Caroline. All right. I will be right back. Yalla. Yeah, I forgot. It's just Wusa music. All right.
Indeed, one of the loudest perhaps being Rand Paul, the senator who does not want a debt ceiling increase included in this legislation. He spoke with President Trump yesterday, and President Trump had some words for him publicly this morning on True Social. Rand votes no on everything. His ideas are actually crazy, he says.
I guess they didn't have a good call because they were on the phone yesterday. Several of these meetings were in person, including John Thune, who, boy, he's got a lot to balance right now as this bill makes its way through the Senate. We're going to be talking about this coming up with someone who's been there, Bill Hoagland from the Bipartisan Policy Center, a veteran of the Senate and knows about times like these.
Well, certainly also knows about the rules of the Senate, including the parliamentarian, because it's not just about what senators want to change that's in the bill. It's also what can pass muster when all of this is supposed to be a matter of budget reconciliation. And the parliament may decide some of the things the House put in there don't fit that bill.
The bird bath might bring some changes. We'll also get an update from the White House. Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall is standing by on the North Lawn as the phone continues to ring in the Oval Office.
Indeed, but first we go instead to New York at our global headquarters, where we find Charlie Pellet, as always, keeping an eye on the markets for us as we kick things off. Hey, Charlie.
Well, hello there. Indeed, a familiar theme. Just about every update I've been telling you, we're at the high of the session. That is the truth right now, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 193, up by about 0.5%. We've got the S&P S&P up 39, now up by about 0.7%. NASDAQ up almost 200 points, up 197, higher by 1%. The Bloomberg Mag 7 index also higher now by 1%. Stocks are gaining as U.S. jobs hold up amid the trade war. The 10-year, 4.46%. The 2-year right now at 3.96%. Gold now slumping 1%, 33.49 the ounce. And West Texas Intermediate crude up 1.8%, 63.65 a barrel on WTI. Bitcoin just below $106,000. Bitcoin right now higher by 1%. Constellation Energy has agreed to sell power from an Illinois nuclear plant to Meta Platforms as artificial intelligence sends power demand soaring. Shares of Meta, they're slumping now by 0.1%.
Oh, there you go. Your first little red. Right when I come back from the bathroom. Wow. And at Philo. I don't know why Chipotle got that volume, but like I'm telling you, all the restaurants, they're all getting gassed. Now Boyle and UNG, and then you got Fed Cook talking. Okay. Chattadonia. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, I hope you're having a good Tuesday. Get a long term and look at it. It'll make it good. And if not, I hope the hope and the future and what you could accomplish gets you excited as well too, man. So it is Philo moment. You paid to be here, and I really do appreciate it. And I genuinely know that the people who watch me a lot and spend, you spend your life with me as I spend my life with you. I think you guys know, man, I'm very honored to have y'all, and I do hope all of these changes lead to good, and I've already seen it. So thank you for your time, and thank you for giving me your membership. You didn't have to, and that's why I'm saying you also don't have to be here if you don't want to be. And this is why we are here together, all of us, and the way that we vibe, man, is truly we came together to do what we want to do, and we all could come together under a shared experience, the shared interest, and we could pool together resources and help each other. And that is a great thing. So if you don't want to be a part of it, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I can't force that upon you. So we also do have other things, man, and this is a moment where we are going to take our time to talk about it. So Philo, I'm going to talk about life. I'm going to talk about spirituality, God, everything, man. And am I trying to force anything on you? No. I do want you positive, though. I do want you to be a person who believes in a future. I do hope that you have hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things I believe in. That's why I think you should have peace. I think money is a great tool, and I value it highly in my life, but it's not the only thing in life. And I really believe that a lot of you will get more out of life the more you view life as not just money, but still have the in you to work hard and live up to your talents and to live up to your potential. And that's what I want for all. That's what I want to influence. You see what I'm saying? That's what I hope I could leave you with. I think finding the truth, finding God, all those things, that's up to you. And I would never try to take that away from you, in the sense that I believe that is your journey and that is your experience. And I really hope I could help you think for yourself. And that's where you should arrive to the truth on your own. But that being said, if you don't want to listen to this stuff, just leave, because you paid to be here. Otherwise, if you have distracting stuff, I will ban you. If you're confused about what is acceptable or not, I would encourage you to be silent and listen rather than talking. And that way you could listen and try to see what's going on. But we're not going to have any questions. We're not going to have any arguments. It's simple. I have something I want to share. If you like it, I hope you receive it. If not, no worries. And if you want to focus on stocks, that is totally acceptable. If you have any questions, if it's not pressing, I will answer it when I'm done with Philo. Otherwise, if any breaking news happens, I will stop. I even sent out the stream alert. I told you guys here in the beginning, if Caroline starts talking and has like trade deals and info, we'll pause momentarily and then we will get to that. I cannot enable background play. That's up to YouTube. You could complain to them, but you can control what you say in here. And if we all do it good, we should have good workflow. Nobody gets banned, and you have a news wire, and everybody has it all. So let's have a good one and truly get a long term. And I hope you have a good life, man. For real, make it. And you get a choice of that. So, that being said, I have a lot. Yo, SPR, that's starting to hit new highs. That's related to Boeing. And then a couple of other names just started going in the staples. And then HPE, I put that up. Yeah, look, SPR, volume at the high. SPY is breaking out, dude. Oh, yeah, during Philo, dude. Oh, I love it, dude. 5977, dude. We're a little staple, dude. Look, SPR, dude, like Boeing, dude. Oh, dude. All right, yeah. Anyways. When did I start doing the background music? When did you stop listening to the stream? So yeah, don't distract because you were late, please. Thank you. Just listen. Just listen. It'll be better for you. So that being said, I'm going to just tell y'all the first thing of today. Okay? Do you want to know why some of you are lazy? I can't wait to share this with you. You know, because I heard this and it made me really excited. Because I can't wait to tell you this. I really can't. Do you know why you are lazy? Some of you. There's a reason. There's a reason why you're sitting being lazy, not living up to your potential. You want to know why? And if you disagree, I hope that you change your life today.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Oh, Caroline.
How are you? Good. It's good to see all of you.
Right when I start, Caroline.
I want to start by addressing the horrific act of violence that took place on Sunday.
Okay. So here's the deal. It's not overanalyzing. And if you hear me, I want you to fix this today because I believe this, man. And this is a big, big thing. But it is very easy to fall victim to laziness if you think God gave you nothing of significance. Wow. My brothers, I am here today to warn you of this mentality. I am here to warn you of looking at your life, looking at where you are at, your job, everything around you. I warn you of looking at it and be like, what am I going to do with this, bro? I warn you, stay far away from that. It will make you a lazy piece of poop. You know that? I'm telling you. Do you understand what you are telling God every time you don't work? And I'm not mean like don't work. I mean being lazy. I mean where you're really sapping all of your hope and energy. And you're there again. Why are you not willing to get up? Because you don't believe. It makes a lot of sense. If you think God didn't give you something of significance that could turn into something great, why would you apply anything to it? So Chad, I warn you today. I hope you believe in yourself. And I mean, bro, you are all significant. You have something. You see what I'm saying? In the mind, the noise, the logic, it's telling you, yeah, that, but it won't be anything. You have your arms, you got your legs. Some of you are missing some of those things, and you could still do it. Again, you have all these different things in life, in skills, in talents, your brain, where you're at, your lived experience, and how that could communicate to others and even business. But if you believe it is insignificant, you will not act on it. So if applying yourself has been an issue, I really hope you take a second and realize the power of what you possess already. Okay? And like really look, IAC 1.5% pop on this. If it goes 3, that could be something. It's a liquid. And then a lot of energy plays are running. And then DoorDash. And then ANET. But yeah, man. Telling you. Work. Wake up. Again, we've been talking about early. Waking up early. Applying yourself. Right? So, dude, I hope you believe it's worth it to wake up early. Oh, y'all don't feel me. You get what I'm saying? I hope when I tell you wake up, and when your mind says, why should I wake up early? I hope because it's worth it. And you believe it, and you're like, well, no, because I have something I could create. Because what I have is significant. And if I apply myself and give myself that time, I'm going to be able to turn it into something. You know, I've been telling you this. And that work and being early. Again, don't beat yourself up because you're working hard and you're mad that you're not getting a finish line. No. That is where you have to, you already did step one good. You just worried about the finish line. But for those of you where it's like, man, how do I get started? How do I get the ball rolling? How come it's not, I don't want to do it? It's again, like, how do you know all these things? How do you get presented all this stuff and you're not acting on it? You got to believe it's significant. That you could get a house. That getting a house is significant. That taking care of your financial future is possible, important, and worth it. Oh. So yeah, man. Bare minimum, the stuff you possess now is more than worth it, bro. And it is significant. And I encourage all of you in your mind to remind yourself of how important it really is. So that next time when you have a reason to be lazy, you don't have a reason to be lazy. You know what I'm saying? If I knew there was a mine of diamonds beneath me, I would be digging. I wouldn't say I could wait. No, they're there right now. It's worth it. I should. And watch, you will be met halfway. The more you demand of yourself, it will meet you. So, that's number one. I don't think Caroline has said anything yet. So now, let me give you guys number two. This is my second intro for today. Let's take it back to Adam and Eve. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Adam and Eve, right? The serpent, the first, the OG woman, and then the sin, right? So, I'm assuming you know the story of Adam and Eve. I'm assuming you know they were in the garden. And then, again, can I tell y'all something? I'm going to just remind y'all of something. Are you ready? God told Adam not to eat the apple. You know that, right? Did he tell Eve? Have you ever read the Bible? Go read Genesis again. And you'll see it. Eve ate the apple, but Adam was the one who sinned. Did you know that? Adam was the one who was defined as the sin. And they say that Eve was deceived. Do you get it? Because he told Adam, don't eat from the tree. It was Adam's job to make sure she didn't. Adam was supposed to relay that with the strength and force that it was relayed to him. That should set off a light bulb for some of you. You have a responsibility. Doesn't matter what other people do, and if other people get deceived, you still have a responsibility. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. You know what I thought? This part, I heard somebody say this and it blew my mind. Because you literally, and then major airlines warn new Trump tariffs on imported parts could dismantle recovering supply chain. I think that's why SPR was going up. So think about it. I really want you to hear this right now. This is going to change your life, bro. It really will. Because it blew my mind when I heard this. Are you ready? It was a snake in the garden, right? Right? The Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden. Right? And then a snake shows up. Are you following? So let me ask you this. Does a snake belong in a garden or no? Yes or no? Simple. If I told you there was a snake in the garden, does that seem out of place? Yeah, exactly. My brother, the devil will always look like he belongs. No, think about it. It does. A garden is in the wild. You mean plants and trees, and a snake shows up. Oh, hey guys. That's the world, bro. This is the devil's world. That's why when I be coming up in stocks and I'm like, yo, Jesus, they're like, that doesn't belong. But if I start telling you about jacking off, gambling, porn, what, drug use, you guys would be like, yeah, that's normal. No? My brother, the devil will always look like he belongs. My brother, the next time you're like, wow, I feel like I don't belong. Yeah, I wonder why. Stop trying to fit in. Stop bending your destiny to fit in to what you think the world look like or trying to look like the world. How many times have we talked about this recently? That's why I was like, dude, this blew my mind. It's natural. Exactly. It's the devil will always naturally look like he belongs. You don't get it? Look at every story. Everything with the devil, he blends into the earthly. He don't get spiritual. He don't understand love. He's not, you get what I'm saying? He understands pride. You see, the things of the world you're used to, that's his home court. That's why when you start doing things that don't fit with the world, people are like, that's weird, right? It stands out. It's hard. It's difficult. It goes against your nature. Yeah. He always will look like he belongs, man. And I hope that gives you discernment. I hope when you're looking at things and people and situations, you think about this. God whispers. The devil looks like he was a part of the environment. Oh, I hope they hear me. So, what else? Do you know what happens after? So again, Eve is the one who eats the apple. Who was a snake in a garden. That doesn't stand as if I told you there was a fish in the garden, that wouldn't make sense. Snake in a garden makes a lot more sense. But then what does he do? Think about it. In the first chapter, he tells them, do not eat from the tree. He tells Adam. He tells him explicitly what to do. And then the snake comes in, and what does he do? All he does is ask Eve to reiterate what she was already told, or what Adam was already told. Do you get it? God will always tell you the plan before, and the devil will always come to question it. He just and then the whole book of Adam, the whole world, Adam and Eve, all because of a misunderstanding. Because you knew what you heard. You knew what you know what I'm saying? But he said, are you sure he said don't eat that? Are you sure that's what he meant? I'm sure that's not what he... Again, all he does is just question the last chapter. God tell you something in chapter 1, it is the devil's job in chapter 2 to ask you about it and then make you question what you already know. Do you understand? That is what happened with Adam and Eve. You could still make a mistake and you still have to deal with the consequences. Yo, Google, finally. Yo, googly woogly. Yeah, White House said on Wednesday, trade offer deadline can confirm it is authentic. So yeah, literally. So the best and final offers is authentic. Caroline is confirming that. And then friendly reminder that tariffs are going up. And then she says, on track for good deals. It's weird. You got a pop, but no follow through. Again, Google woke up. It's still red. That's good. All right. Well, either way, still rocking. All right. Well, I hope y'all get it. I really believe God has told us, every single one of us, God told us something in a previous chapter in our life. All we have to do is stick to it. The devil will come to you trying to get you to question what God already put inside of you. Do you understand? He has no other tactic but to question what you were told in the last chapter. But you better understand that's going to happen. Are you ready for it? Do you realize that? Every time God's tell me something now, every time I'm like, wow, this is where I should be. Wow, I know this is a good thing. Wow, amen. Praise God. You better be ready because you are going to question that in the future. It is on you. Again, that's why. Why do you think I keep reminding you all? Will you be able to remain to the right path because you know it's the right path without getting a fucking pat on the back and confirmation every single minute? Because guess what happens in chapter 2? They come to question what was done in chapter 1. Oh, man. So what happens after they eat the apple? They eat the apple, and then what is the result? They see the sin, they're naked, all that, but what is the result? What happens when they eat the apple? It leads to an event. Not just the hiding, not the awareness of sin, not the shame. Something happens. Let me ask, where do they go? Yeah, there you go. They get kicked out of Eden. That was the consequence. Right? God tells you something. You misunderstand it. Devil questions it, chapter 2. If you fall for it, you get kicked out of the garden. That's what happened. They got kicked out of the garden. You're not hearing it yet. I'm about to blow your mind. You know why the devil want you to misunderstand what you already know? You want to know why? Because he wants you out of the garden. You know why he wants you out of the garden? Because a garden is where things grow. Yeah. Like I told you, it'd be natural if a snake was there. That makes sense. Right? Yeah, he's competing over the growth, brother. He wants you to misunderstand so that you don't grow. If you get out of the garden, you get shameful, you doubt, you never cover, you don't grow. I get you out of the garden, take the seed out of the garden, there is no tree to grow. Yeah. Yeah. So, I could leave it there, but I hope you'll get it. This is just the intro. I'm just telling you, man. That's why your growth is important. You got to believe, bro. For real. Stop playing around with this world. Wasting your time. Wasting your efforts, your energy. It looks normal. That looks like what everybody else doing. And right? But you know it's different. Why do you feel that way? I know you do. Some of you don't. But some of you do feel it different. You're like, this doesn't. You're right. The goal is to get you to stop growing. The goal is to get you to misunderstand the plan so that you stop growing. Go ahead. That's Adam and Eve. That's your Bible. That's your original sin. Go ahead. Take it however you want. Bro, you better not stop growing. Why do you keep misunderstanding the things that God has clearly put in your life? Why are you misunderstanding your talents and doubting yourself and choosing to go backwards instead of forwards? You grow. You go down deep, you plant your roots, and you grow. You know the plan. Stop doubting it. Stop doubting yourself. Stop believing the world into thinking all of these little things in your future is insignificant, because it is not. The seed always looks insignificant to the tree, but the tree always comes from the seed. My brother, that is you. So, that being said, Chattadonia, now I have your Philo. That was just the intro, but I think there was a lot to unpack. And for real, man, like I said, I hope all of you really believe you're not insignificant. And I hope you see what you can do, man, and I look forward to it. But at the same time, man, you can't be doubting shit. And I'm not saying don't doubt the things that need to be doubted. I mean what you have, what you can accomplish, what is available at your disposal. And again, if you know there's a good path, stop veering from it, bro. If you guys want a business lesson, the whole get you out of the garden, get you to question, that's what everybody makes mistakes on in business. They start one project and then they quit it after the first speed bump. Start one project, they quit it 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later. Doesn't even matter. You see what I'm saying? Stick to something. Learn and think early and find the truth early so you could stick to it early and always continue in that and grow. That's how you do it. But bro, this is where you could lead a life of spinning wheels if every time we try to do this and then, I quit. No, maybe that wasn't for me. Oh yeah, this was put in my life. No, I doubt it now. Oh, I doubt it. Oh no, I can't believe that. No, I believed it then, but now look, oh no, I knew it. Oh, how do I, why am I doing, I knew I should. Dude, stick to a plan. That's the answer. So, Chattadonia. Yeah, I really hope so. I believe this. I believe it. I think some of you, your life will change tonight. Truly. When you realize your power, and your power is that everything you have in your life right now, bro, is really worth it. I'm telling you, none of you are insignificant. The person who is insignificant is the one who's going to insist on writing themselves off. And the irony is that that person is not insignificant, but they are choosing to make themselves insignificant. You get what I'm saying? They are doubting the plan. They are doubting their abilities. They are doubting everything God has given them. And they are settling on the lie, refusing to grow. And then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But I truly, man, this is why I wanted to tell you all this today. Because I'm like, bro, this is it. For real, bro. I really hope you all realize, like, dude, the only thing that's like in the morning, you getting tired. You don't want to show up. It's like, bro, you just don't think it's worth it. You think there's not a significance, but I'm telling you there is. You can't go back on it. Go run it through logically. Every scenario in life, bro, if you keep going back, you are never going to grow. Yes or no? Because you are going to feel this way at some point on every journey. Every journey is riddled with insignificance. That's why it's called the journey. That's why we only judge it by the beginning and the end usually, and everybody gets lost in the sauce. You see what I'm saying? So don't tell me it's not worth it. Nah, bro, it really is. And you have it. But then again, you have to plant that seed. You can't be talked out of it. And that's what I've always told you. You all have gifts. I strongly believe this. I have gifts nobody could take away from me. And people can't even replicate it. And y'all have gifts that nobody could take away from you. Gifts can never be taken. They can only be talked out of. You can only be talked into not using your gift. That's the only thing that could ever happen. But that's what I'm saying, man. What? Go to bed hopeful. Wake up hopeful. Again, the people, and that's the beauty, bro. God, I don't care. Don't entertain the thought in your mind that's not God. God says keep going. God says even when they treat you wrong, I am with you. God is the one who rewards endurance. God, the weakest is the first. The last is first. You see what I'm saying? Stop listening to the world. Stop listening to the people. Start listening to yourself. Start listening to something bigger. So I'm saying every time you feel insignificant, I strongly encourage yourself to remind yourself of the mission, the plan, the promise, all of it. And that's the beauty, because that leads into the Philo. Because I was telling you guys yesterday, and I feel like yesterday's Philo, I felt it, and there was a lot, but like I don't think I explained it perfectly. Because I think some people would have got it. I think it related really a lot to me, but I couldn't find a way to like, I need to explain this. There was something left. And again, I kept praying last night, and oh man, it came. It was beautiful. So Chad, I'm ready. It's simple. Surrender. Surrender, surrender. I was saying this yesterday, but your thoughts. And I don't think people understood it. And I don't know if I explained it perfectly, but here's the deal. Over the weekend, I was telling you guys to command your thoughts, right? Command, command, command. Does that sound familiar? White House Trump G call will be held very soon. White House on critical minerals curbs actively monitoring compliance with Geneva. I know, we've been talking surrender. The yielding heart. I don't know if y'all realized it, right? Chest to the sun. You know, we focus on push-ups and bodily position, bodily posture. All of this stuff I'm talking about is posture of your heart. Yeah. So here's the deal. This surrender and command, let's be real, okay? Bro, how are you going to command anything if you feel weak? Yes. Is that challenging for some of you? Because I felt it too. You don't think I felt, how do you go about in times of life commanding your thoughts in life and take control when you feel weak and defeated? How? It seems very contradicting. How can I go and tell the one with no power to command power? How? Think about it. Yeah, bro. That's the point. You are weak. And you feel weak. You're not gonna be, bro, stop trying to play the game of I'm gonna fight it. Let God fight it. Bro, this is what I was trying to say. Like, bro, next time you start realize, like in your mind, I know you catch it. You're gonna start thinking bad thoughts. You're gonna get a thought that's gonna lead you down a bad track. And you know you shouldn't be thinking about it, bro. You need to surrender that. All you have to do is say no. Don't resolve in your heart, I'm gonna do it anyways. No. Surrender means surrender and change the thought. That's how you do it. You want God, you want to start hearing it, and you're like, I've been praying, I've been silent, but I don't know, Are you really commanding your thoughts? Do you see what I'm saying? And by commanding your thoughts, it doesn't mean you gotta fight and battle everything. It means when the not good thoughts come your way, surrender them. The next time you feel lack of confidence, next time you think about drinking, smoking, stealing, doing anything unsavory, anything or that is your weakness or not good for you. Instead of entertaining the thought and thinking through and leading you to the resolve in your heart, I'm probably going to do it, I know. No. Just change the thought. Change, that's surrender. It's saying, oh, I'm thinking about this. That's not God. I want God in my mind. I want God to command my thoughts, right? Let me think about something else. Surrender. That's what it means. Because you want it in your mind and body and flesh. It wants these things, but you have to say, no, I'm giving it to God. I'm not even going to touch it. Then tell me what happens. Oh, yeah. This is what it means, victory and defeat. This is why some people are like, well, what do you mean? I don't feel confident. How can I command? Bro, that's your power. That's your superpower. You trying to 1v1 the devil, that's not going to work. You haven't realized that's how he wins every time. That's how we're like, okay, one more time. And it's never one more time, right? Because we try to command and fight head on 1v1. No. You need to walk away. That's how you surrender. You say, God, that's a thought, and I don't think that's a good thought. I don't think it's good for me, and let me take it somewhere else. And that is so hard to do. I don't think people realize that. It's one of the hardest things to do. Go, next time anybody dealing with addiction, switch that thought. It's very difficult, but that's what it will take. Surrendering. That's what I was saying yesterday. Surrender. Yield. And it's going to be hard and you will fall short, bro. But in your thoughts, command your thoughts. You wake up in the morning, you command that vessel. But if that vessel try to pull you to another road, another train of thought, and something that does not propel you forward or is not good, that's not good. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Elon tweeted. He said, I'm sorry, I can't stand it anymore. The massive, outrageous, pork-filled spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. 24 hours after leaving the government. Amen. Josh told you 4 weeks in advance. Oh. But yeah, you get it? But yeah, man. You're going to command your thoughts through surrender. That's what I realized. Because I'm telling you, bro, I was trying to figure out how to communicate this yesterday. And I really think the surrender is one of the most powerful things. But it's a very hard strategy to execute. And I couldn't put it into words. And I was thinking, and then last night, bro, I start thinking about shit. And I start thinking crazy shit, bro. And I was like, whoa. And I surrendered. And then that's why I realized, like, that's it. That's how you do it. Because I wanted to fight it. And I wanted to go and play and like, no, I'm the one who controls. Like, no, man. I said, God, that's just not a good thing. I don't want to think that. I want to think you. I said, put me in the house of the Lord. Not the house of my mind with these pull and the noise. It's just God, bro. That's it. I just stopped thinking about the thing that wasn't him. That's it. That's the surrender, bro. The desire and all these, you got to give it away. But it's not by fighting and it's not playing, no, it's like, I just need to change my thought. And if you have trouble changing the thought, look to him. Think about God. Think, and you know it, because deep down you're like, oh, is that right? Is that wrong? I don't know. But think about him instead of thinking about the thing that is truly commanding your thoughts instead. Wow. Levitt suggests executive action is possible on the future of warfare? Huh? So yeah, y'all feel me? Because yesterday's Philo was great, but I didn't. There was parts missing, and then again, I understand the dilemma. Because how do you command when you feel weak? How do you? It's difficult. And again, commanding and surrendering are two opposite things. How do you do them at the same time? This is what it is. It's your thoughts, bro. And it's letting go of the bad thoughts. It's letting go of things once it starts pulling you in the... No, you got to really be like, God, I love God. All right? I say that every day. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love this. I care about it. Okay, if I need to surrender, I can't think of that. I'm going to give it away. Yeah, not resist it. I'm going to let go of it. I would rather think about the damn 10 commandments than anything else then. I don't care what it is. Focus on him and give up those other thoughts completely. You are going to be in a daily struggle every day to do this. That's it. You're going to go down. You're going to look at something, look at the TV, look at the internet, and there's going to be a thought. Give it away. That's what it means by commanded. You are commanding where your thinking is going, and it doesn't mean I'm going to talk about this stuff in my head. No, let it go. Think about the right way. You see greed, I want you to think of self-control. Right? You see lust, I want you to think of marriage and holy and family. You get it's hard. Again, you see the drugs, I want you to think about the pleasure of actual discipline and self-control. You see the violence. Instead of you getting mad and angry, I want you to think of the peace. I want you to think of what God and what they did to him. You get what I'm saying? That's how you have to do it. But it's hard, and that's a daily surrender. You see what I'm saying? Every day you're on the damn internet, you're going to have to surrender. You know how many things you're going to walk through? You know how many things you're going to see through your ears, your eyes, your feelings, your touch, everything. And you got to be able, nope, yes, no. Oh, that's a bad direction. Gotta go. That's a surrender every day. Every day. And you keep saying to God, I want God. Command me. I want to hear from you. This, again, you could be silent all you want. This is the surrender. In your mind. You give him your mind, he'll do everything. You see what I'm saying? But you try to give him a prayer and a dance, but you haven't gave him your mind, and you scratch in your head why nothing's changed. Well, there you have it. So, Chad, let's go, baby. Full surrender. Starts in the mind. It's with your thoughts. It's not on the right track, ditch it. Seriously. It's not good for you, ditch it. I'd rather think about the disciples. What are you talking about? Because why? It's not going to help you. And you keep saying you're really about this, then really surrender. Go, my human modern thing, it wants these things. It wants this stuff. But nah, you know what? I say I believe in invisible man. I'll give him my thought then. Go. I'll give him my thought, my brain. And I wake up and it commands it. And that's why I don't get in the loop of depression or the loop of, these thoughts over and over. Because he's my thoughts. That's it. You want good ideas? You want heavenly ideas? Surrender. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing. Because every day, bro, there's so much noise we are taking in, myself included. And it's so easy to get pulled. And you just got to surrender, dude. And there is a true power. That's why the last is first. You lay it down, bro. Watch. But that's why I keep saying, let go. Surrender. It's a thought. All of it. It's all chain linked together, bro. It's crazy. And then again, so many things in this world, bro. It looks normal. All the bad things. It's normal. You know that. It's more normal. It's more unnormal for me to tell you to walk away from the snake in the garden. That's more unnatural than the snake being in the garden. Because why? Why should you turn on the internet and have to command your thoughts? Why can't you just be like, you see what I'm saying? Why not just be like everybody else? Why do I have to take it that seriously? And welcome to the garden. Do you want to be in the garden or do you want to be out of the garden? Do you want to grow or are you fine with where you are? That's my question. You're right. You're 100% right. You don't want to deal with the world? Great. You don't want to deal with the commanding? Great. You don't have to. Are you happy? If you are done with growing, then by all means. You don't need to be in the garden. But I don't think we are done growing. I want to stay in the garden. I think it's worth it to put this on me. Yo, ON, I saw this one earlier. ON semi 44. It's up $1. That's about 2.5%. So 2 more, that'll go. ON on the high. Check news. Did you guys see anything on the wire? Yeah, ON. All right, that's getting 3% now. That's one trigger. Yeah, you growing if you in the garden. That's why it's called the garden. Things grow there. But if you're not, you won't. That's what I'm saying. Why do you live in a world, 2025, why should you look at your internet and limit yourself? Why? You don't have to. Why? Why do you have to be a good person? Why do you care about not drinking, smoking, fucking, whatever you want to call it, cussing even, and I'm still suck at that. Why? Why? You don't have to. You're a human. And you live in this modern world. We have all this knowledge, all this tech. Why do you don't have to do it? You right? If your life, you telling me you want your life is fine. You don't have, if you don't want to grow, you don't have to do what I'm telling you. You don't have to be in the garden. You don't have to try to restrict yourself. You don't have to command yourself if you don't want to grow. Because that's just the reality. The people not disciplining, planting, watering, trimming, those people don't grow. Yes or no? That's anything in life. That you just sit there and don't watch and monitor and care and raise, it will never grow. So what do we say? It just weeds. So yeah, if you don't want to, you're like, well, why should I do this? Okay, because you're growth, personal growth, figuring out who you are, your real identity, your real purpose, your real destiny. There's many reasons to grow. And if you feel it's not worth it, I'm not forcing anything. Neither is God. He's whispering. He's just waiting for you for the day you surrender, and there is the garden. But until then, you don't have to. Again, I'm speaking to people who want to grow. You want to grow, you should listen. You don't want to grow, the logic in your mind is telling you you don't need it, by all means, go ahead. Growth. You want growth? My brother, you're going to have to control those thoughts all around. So, Chad, at the end of the day, I think the seed you hold is significant. And if you understood that, you would wait. I think you would want to stay in the garden too. If I told you you are holding the seed to the biggest tree in the world, I think you would want to stay in that garden. Nothing is insignificant. Do not despise the days of small beginnings. And bro, the moment you start valuing yourself high, that's the moment laziness goes out the window. Once you realize what you can produce and what is at the hands of your disposal, you're going to wake up with more purpose every day. And like I'm saying, bro, you command your thoughts. You stay in the garden, watch that purpose be revealed to you. You're going to find out more and more as you grow, as you say, no, I don't want that. I don't need that. Bro, I think a lot of y'all even missing the self-control that comes with this. The pleasure of self-control. You know that pleasure feels good. Feels good to know the world can't pull you like that. To know that you're on top of it. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. And I hope all of you realize this and jump on this right away. But it's going to be a hard journey. Best part is you don't have to fight it. All you have to do is lay down your thoughts and surrender. Wow. But take that one to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. And that's it. White House, Trump will sign double steel executive order in aluminum. This could be summed up into what is your purpose? No, it cannot be. None of the Philos can be summed up. You must listen to them. You failed, brother. Because even then, it's surrender. It's not like potential. No. Fuck potential. Surrender. Oh, no. But listen, that's been the problem, bro. Is that people just listen to Philo and y'all try to sum it up. And then you don't think about this or pray afterwards, and it's just emotions. That's all. But no, this ain't nothing to sum up, dog. It's listen every word I just said to you. And honestly, just go pray. Ignore me, but surrender. Surrender. Nothing. I mean, the potential it's insignificance. You see what I'm saying? Fuck potential. I'm saying you are God's children. You guys have significance. Stop waking up thinking you're not going to be something to add to this world. You will be. And the more you say that you will be, the more you're going to do it. And the more you say, I am nothing and I have nothing to give to this world, and God, and I'm cursed God for I have nothing, that's the more you're going to do. Nothing to do with potential. So please, please, please listen. And I hope it affects you and hits you as it should, verbatim. And at face value, there's no translation. And if you don't believe me, don't take my opinion, read it in the Word. You are His child. But yeah, man, I hope you liked it. But amen, bro. Amen. Now, where is Uncle? Oh, I can't even find my song when I search it. That's why I'm like... It's just different. All right, baby. We're back. Yeah, man. Oh, how you doing, bro? What's up? Post Philo. Yeah, man. And then core with, that was insane. I still left another 1,000% on the table. But I'm happy. Very happy. Hey, oh, and pizza. Oh, man. But yeah, dude. What a day in the long term. It's kind of coming down, though, after Caroline. She said a couple of things. I think the market is just, this is an odd move of oddly everything not tech going up. So it's kind of going for no rhyme or reason, but I'm happy, but also skeptical. U.S. proposes interim step for Iran. Yeah, you guys had that. All right. So any off topics? This is the time. We got an hour. So I have that. I have my dream story. Again, that's why I banned you, homie. I'm sorry, but this is part of the Philos the last couple of days. And lately, just I hope I could tell you guys things once and you don't get weird about it. And even then, and please don't follow up. Again, if you get something happens in the chat and you follow it up with an email, you are escalating it. And then I'm blocking your email and then that's it. So I don't know why you guys haven't heard me say this many times, but I think you have. But stop playing it because unfortunately, though, I'll tell it once and I'll tell it to you and I'll follow through with it. So I don't know why, you could avoid that with the spam and everything else. So whatever is meant to be is meant to be. So don't trip. And we are here now. So are you ready for this story? Spy's going down now. I don't know if you can handle this. Are you ready for the weirdest dream ever? I don't know if dude, it was the trippiest dream I've had all year. What was the last dream I told you? I forgot. Remember I told you I had a dream? What was the last dream I told you? Because that was a weird dream. I remember that one. I got to remember. Let's see where we're at. I want to see where this ranks on the scale of dream. What was the last dream I told you? The strangest dream in Chattadonia. New core. Remember, there's all that options activity. I had a lot of fun, but this one was like creepy. Yeah, Spy, again, ever since Caroline, but these are your biggest candles, and now it's pretty much compounded to like 1.5 points. So not the biggest, but then again, that's your first down move. That's what I was saying, all day today. Just melted up. Now you're back to the previous high. We hit the low 80s, and then that's it. Do I write my dreams down? I wrote this one down, because if they're like really trippy, and then I wake up, because I think about a lot when I wake up, bro. It's so crazy. My mind, I'm a crackhead. But then I'm like, praise God. I'm thinking of God. Then I'm thinking of poop, and then the market, and then the dream, and then all this shit. So if it's trippy, I write it down. All right. Yeah, bro, you've got a little bit quicker. I just think this is whoever was just loading the melt up, somebody either unloading or will go back to the high and then go off the next one. But pretty much ever since Caroline, she didn't really say anything, but that's it. GHC. Wait, you guys, so you don't even remember the dream I last told you? 12/4 stream, 8:02. That was the last time. Yeah, I was beginning of the year, ended last year. Because I remember I had a weird dream. So, okay, viewer discretion advised. Okay, I might say that. Because this dream last night was just weird. I don't know how this was even in my subconscious. Okay? So, are you ready? I clapped somebody in my dream. So I pew-pewed somebody. Okay? Bro. Dude, this was... You know who? It's so random. Are you ready? Charlie Kirk. So, in my dream, I'm at a college. Right? And fucking Charlie Kirk, for some... I don't even know why. Right? No. It gets better. Yeah, I murked him in my dream. For some odd reason, we were at a college and fucking Charlie Kirk. Are you ready, though? Here's the deal. Bro, he was fighting with YBN Namir. Yeah, this is in my dream, okay? I'm telling you, this gets even weirder. So, it's me, YBN Namir, and Charlie Kirk. I'm telling you, it's already funny as hell. This is, dude, I'm like, all right, bro. And this is all serious. So I didn't know it was a dream. Sometimes I figure out it's a dream halfway through. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then like we get to beefing. And then I pull out a strap and I clap Charlie. And then I'm like, oh shit. And then YBN starts shooting him. And I'm like, oh shit. Right? And then I'm like, holy fuck. And I'm like, dude, I just like clapped him. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then like, bro, I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, I'm gonna go to jail for the rest of my life. And I'm like going through the cycle of like, I just killed somebody. Like, and this is all in my dream. And then I'm like, whoa. So like I run away and I go out and I'm like cleaning up evidence and shit. YBN Namir is just like running around the college still acting crazy. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I'm like, dude, it gets scary because I'm like, dude, my mom. And I'm like, oh, dude, my mom is going to be so... I was like, I can't. And, dude, I was like getting crazy thoughts. I was like, either they going to kill me, but I was like, I can't even tell my mom. I was like, no way I could tell my mom. I just murked homie and I'm about to go to jail for the rest of my life. I can't tell mom. So I'm like tripping out, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm like thinking of my family, bro. And I'm like, I'm having that realization and I'm like... oh fuck. And then I'm like, okay, so then I'm like, what? And then I'm like, dude, the stream, I'm like, what are they gonna do when they find out I just murdered some dude? And I'm like, oh fuck. And bro, I'm freaking out. Dude, it was the most nerve-wracking dream I've had in a while, bro. Cause I just clapped homie and I'm like, oh, I'm on the run. And I'm like, okay, either I'm going to jail for my whole life, or I'm about to find another way out of this. You know, I'm about to eliminate the main enemy myself, which would have been myself, bro. Yeah, this is in my dream, bro. But it felt real because I'm like thinking this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Holy fuck. So, yeah, bro. And I'm still, bro, reeling. This is going on. This is my whole, dude, I was freaking. This is all a dream. And then, are you ready? Tell me why. In the dream, my mom come over to my house. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then guess what my mom want to do? My mom's like, yo, let's go walk. And she's like, yeah, let's go walk by the school. And I'm like, what? No. So then I'm telling my mom, I'm like, okay, mom, I'll walk with you. But then once she's like, okay, let's go to the school, I'm like, wait a minute. They always go back to the crime scene. That's how they get caught. So I'm like, I have to bail on my mom. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, should I just tell her right now what I did? And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, fine, fuck it. And then I tell her, I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm like trying to get out of it. She's being weird now. And I'm trying to like get out. And like, I can't go back to the scene. And then I'm like, okay, fuck it. Let's do it, right? And then are you ready? Are you ready for this? U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency proposing control of propionyl chloride as list of chemical under controlled websites? What is that? What's propionyl chloride? What are they using that in to make that a class 1? Readily flammable. I don't know what it is. What do they use that in? But yeah, DEA, they're making some chemical, propanol chloride, a controlled substance. Oh, is it the shit that killed MJ? Oh. MJ Mill, that's terrible. It's crazy. But anyways, this dream ain't done. Is that Prudential? No, Prenetics Global. I don't know if they're associated. They just got clapped. Regent for fentanyl. Oh, nice. So then, bro, are you ready for this? So then I'm like, all right, I'm going back to the scene where I just clapped homeboy, Charlie Kirk, at that. Funniest part, bro. And then I'm like, all right. I'm like, this is bad. And then we get there, and then I ditch my mom. I find a way around, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go see what's up. And then I go back to the crime scene, and guess what happens? Are you ready? Dude, I go back to the crime scene, and there's like news reporters, and then they're like, we have video of the crime, and the crime was caught on tape. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, this is it, boys. Tell me why. DA finds propanol chloride used in fentanyl. Yeah, that's coming out now. And SPY going lower. Bro, tell me why the news is showing a clip of Charlie getting clapped. Big red right now. About to hit VWAP. And then it's a video of YBN Namir clapping him and not me. And I'm like, what? So then I'm like, wait a minute. And then I start looking around, asking the people. I'm like, who's the suspect? And they're like, YBN Namir. And I'm like, what? And apparently I wasn't anywhere to be found. I wasn't on the video. I wasn't on anything. And I was like, what? And then I woke up and I said, praise God. That was scary, but yeah. So I killed him. And then I went back to the scene, and then they blamed somebody else, and they had him on video and not me. I was like, what? But yeah, bro, that was my dream last night. Dude, it was a trip. It was a trip, bro. No, tell me that. I was like, it didn't make any sense. Even down, I was like, dude, I'm the one who did it. I'm like, what do you mean? And then I wake up, and I'm like, all right, well. And they're like, nah, yeah, he's not the I was there. And I was, dude, it was a trip. Oh, yeah, bro. Nah, bro, it was crazy. It was crazy. Would you have turned yourself in? I don't know. I was debating either clapping myself or telling my mom and turning myself in. And I didn't, and I was freaking out like it was real. Because I was stressed in this. That was a stressful night. You know that? I woke up very refreshed because I was found innocent. But at the same time, though, I was very stressed for the first time, bro. I don't know what the beef was. I have no idea. All I know is me, Charlie, and Namir, and then shit just started popping off. And then, yeah. Dude, I don't know what was happening. I was scared. I was genuinely fearful. It was the weirdest thing in my life. In like dream-wise. I've never had a dream like that where I was like, yo, what the fuck did I just do? It was real. It felt real. It felt like I was like, holy shit. I'm going to jail and I can't believe I just did that. It was weird, bro. It was the weirdest dream I've ever had in my life. I like Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I don't even got any animosity towards homeboy. Like, you know, I don't, yeah, I'm not even like mad at Charlie Kirk in any capacity. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh. Uh-huh. Yeah, bro, it was a trip. It was a trip. So, yeah. I don't know. Can any of you top that? You guys were saying you had weird dreams, but that was the weirdest shit. Down to what happened, down to like the feeling. Hey man, I guess we beat the case. We beat the case. Oh yeah, it was good to say that out loud. Bro, it was scary. That was a terrifying dream. I'm telling you. Very unique. TMO and Merck have propanol fluoride. Well, it won't affect them. It's just they're making the substance a class 1. Like these companies that manufacture, they're allowed to own them. They're allowed, they have class 1. They have like Molly and shit at these laboratories. They're allowed to have it. It's it's a class 1 substance. It's only for people with specified purposes who could have it. We were fighting a bear last night. Wow. Your son sleepwalking? Like in real life, or is it a dream? Sleepwalking's scary, bro. You went to your own funeral in a dream and Jesus escorted you out? Oh, that's scary. Yeah, it's all heavily recorded, exactly. That's why it's a controlled substance, hence the word. So it's under strict control. They monitor who has it, how it moves, all of that. And that's why if you're not under those controls, it's illegal. A recurring nightmare? I think recurring dreams are the trippiest. I don't have that. I remember a girl in college. That was the first time I met somebody who was like, I have the same dream. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, I dream the same dream. I remember hers was falling off a motorcycle. And it was the same dream every single time. I've never had that happen. I've never had the same dream, I don't think, twice. That's a trip. You ran over someone in a motorcycle? Oh, wow. You clapped yourself from another POV? You woke up screaming? This wasn't recently, was it? Or is this just, dude, it's crazy. Hear about the black bear that went swimming in the Gulf, then made its way to a condo on the beach in Naples? And is that real or a dream? Oh, and repeat your brother. There's like, you guys, there's like people go crazy over. I don't know the science or the philosophy behind like recurring dreams. It's a trip, bro. But yeah, I've never experienced that, but I've heard people say that, and like I've met, again, I didn't meet somebody like that till I was like 18, but you meet them occasionally where some people do have either good or bad. It's usually a nightmare and it's the same exact dream. I don't know what it means. I don't know why it happens. I've never experienced it, but it trips me out. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, when I was younger, I learned about lucid dreaming when I was like 12. Because I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I could hallucinate in my sleep. And then I eventually just like learned it, but I just know sometimes or not. That's why yesterday was so terrifying, because I did not realize I was dreaming last night. Usually when it gets insane, I know it's a dream. Like my body will tell me that it's a dream, and then I'll start fucking around. But then, oh dude, yesterday I thought it was real. It was a trip. But yeah, I'm familiar. But I don't like do it actively. Like I don't try to control it. I just vibe. It's fun. I told you guys, I go to bed every night. It's a movie. I love it. Usually though, they're not like too crazy. They're just like funny and random, and then sometimes I'll forget by the time like I'm literally like doing stuff in the AM if I don't write it down. I write down the crazy ones. But yeah, last night was wicked. couple times he fell off a cliff. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I'm gonna probably look into it again. The recurring dreams are a trip, dude. I think my sister even said she had one eventually because I had the same conversation with her. Anytime this comes up. Speaker Johnson says Musk's comments on bill are very disappointing. Says Musk is terribly wrong about the tax bill. I replied to Elon. I don't know if you guys saw it. I told him I agree, and I told people a month ago. But then I do hope he just fixes the fucking finance bots. You know? Yeah, I said I also can't stand the finance bots. This guy. The Trump organization has zero involvement in the wallet project. Eric Trump and I know nothing about this. What? It's a big family. I have watched Inception, of course. Bro, that was like the best movie in like middle school or high school. Remember when that first came out? People loved Inception. The same lucid dream on the same days 3 years in a row, and then never had that dream ever again. That's a trip. I don't know. I reflect on those. I always wonder. But then again, dreams are both like significant and insignificant throughout all of history. It's a pretty cool thing. And then we all do it. Isn't that funny? We all share dreams. It's just a weird, even cavemen had dreams. You know, we know by their pictures. Or then as earlier, it's just crazy. Dreaming is a wicked cross-cultural, yeah. But I wouldn't be talking to you about it if I didn't have a wild one last night. Sweet kids. Yeah, that one very nice. Excuse me. Well, yeah, you had that. You tested the previous high, and then now we're back above it again. Actually, no, you went a little below it, and now you're at the previous high. I thought we bounced there. Your soul is trying to tell you something. I don't know. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. That's the thing, though. That's why you got to be careful. Because, like, dreams, that's what I'm saying. They're significant and insignificant at the same time. That's why. But and I've never seen visions. No. I believe in God. I really do. And I don't. And I think if he ever wanted to tell me something, he would. But it comes a certain way. And, yeah, I think when you know, you know. But other than that, I'm having fun. But, yeah, I've never had a vision. I've never had a dream that, like, I acted on or changed my life. Again, I've had weird dreams I've shared with you, but some of them have been funny, but never like anything prophetic. But I think God is good. You had a dream one time you had a tooth fall out and then you went to the dentist. Sounds like a parable. Thanks for the membership. Oh, banana. Banana. Banana, na, 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 na. You guys know that song? It's a good song. Big fan. Oh, man. Well, what else we got? We have 30 minutes of off topic or real estate, man. Again, if you guys are doing real estate, I had a question early in the morning. They emailed me at like 4 a.m. I responded about, redoing a house or selling it. If you guys need help with a property, this would be a good time. But any other questions, this is the moment. Contract accepted. Nice. Best spa experience? Oh. Which one? There's a Four Seasons in LA, Westlake. That one's really good. I really like that spa. And then that one where I posted the pizza video, I forgot what spa it was. It's in San Diego, or Carlsbad. That one was a good one. And then and then the Wind Spa at Vegas. And then I want to go to the Fountain Blue Spa. I've heard very good things about that. What is it, the Lapis Spa? I already know the name. Yeah, that one's brand new. But yeah, and I'm a big fan of the spas. But then too, lately, bro, I've actually been going in the pool. You know that? It's crazy. First time in my life as of lately. I've been swimming, bro. I've been swimming. You know that? I'll like go to the pool and then I'll go in the pool. I would never go in the pool. But now I'll go in the pool. So that's been good development. But yeah, man. Yeah, Westlake, I like Westlake a lot. That Four Seasons, it's expensive, but it's like a good spa. It's just decent. Like, I don't know. It's like kind of old, but it's a good spa, and it was a good everything. It's because I'm jacked now. No, like, I would go with, like, I just hated swimming. I think it's because, like, I don't know. It gets hot, and I'll be like, I need to cool down. But I used to hate it. But yeah, no, I'd be going in the pool now. It's crazy. My girlfriend is Swiss, yes. Is yours? But yeah. I think she is. She could be a spy. I told you, this girl, like, a little too perfect. So and she's not listening right now. I genuinely have been saying this. I even tell her she's a spy. But yeah, bro. Like, straight up, I think she's a spy, somewhat. Oh, you're Swiss? Oh, you might be. Are you a spy? Or are you? I like Swiss culture. You guys are a little weird. Like, Europeans are a little cuckoo. Her parents don't, like, we agree on some and disagree on others, but generally good people. I like Switzerland. I've never been. She's the only person I know in Switzerland. Actually, I know someone else, but yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, I always get, exactly. That's what would happen. I would always get cold. Whether I got in the pool, out the pool, I would just get cold and I hated it. So I just wouldn't go in. But now, like, I've learned to adjust. I don't know. Like, I get cold for a little and I just don't care. And then I'm like, all right, it's not bad. Yeah, bro, Picardi. You didn't know he's LA? I met Patrick Picardi. I pulled up to a hotel and fucking Patrick was like, it's you. And I said, it is. And I said, are you really Patrick? And he showed me his chat. He showed me everything. I was like, holy fuck. It was the M&M's commercial. We both were like, he does exist. And we were like, what? And then we vibed out. But yeah, good guy. Very good guy. Yeah, the Swiss, they were crazy. That's the thing. The Swiss, I love it. I think my girl showed me the video on it. Because, like, the Swiss, the strategic neutrality, the way they achieved it was very, very strategic. Like, a lot of people think that Switzerland was just, that's why it's so disappointing what they did recently by kind of caving with everybody. But, dude, they were smart as fuck. Because they weren't just resisting Hitler saying, oh, we don't want to involve. They were like, no, we'll blow up the whole mountain. We don't give a fuck. And then they trained a majority of all of their citizens, even though they didn't want to fight, they were all ready to fight. It was insane. Like, I'm telling you, they were kind of kamikaze. It's, if you actually go look at how the Swiss stayed neutral, bro, it was very aggressive. Like, they were willing to squabble, and then they were doing the financing stuff, but then again, they were willing to chokehold Hitler if he didn't play along. Like, I'm telling you, it's actually, so it wasn't just like they said, nah, we won't be involved. They were defensive. They were offensive just as much as they were defensive, and that's what allowed them to do it. They had the guns. They had the, yeah, exactly, chaotic neutral. Like, truly. Because, yeah, they were like, yo, bro, you want to do it? You can do what you got to do, Hitler. Do what you got to do. We're going to do what we got to do. If you, otherwise, there is another option. And they were, like, serious and committed, and they did follow through. And it's just like, wow. Fascinating place. Fascinating place. And then now they're fucking rich and weird now. But they've always been. And they're all living off the gold still. Yeah. No, it's crazy, though. I love it. I love it. I just love history, bro. I don't know. It's fun. Fun times. When am I going to send you our selfie? I got to edit it. I would just send you a selfie with Uncle. I got to edit Uncle in there. But other than that, I am going to be able to, whenever I get featured in my first feature film, then we'll send all photos out. IMPP. All right, Spy came back up, man. Yeah, we saw that comment on Musk, but I don't know. I've told you guys a month ago, right when I saw the chart. I love it, though. Like, I hope you guys see that, you know, I could give you information and the world may not agree with it at the time, but I do hope you have an objective standard to follow. Because, like, dude, I'm telling you, like, we made that video a month ago. I was getting a tan. I was at a spa, and I made the video. I'm telling you, I'm like, bro, look at this bill. And I'm like, wow. Even though everybody ran on this whole government efficiency, lack of spending, I'm like, dude, we're still going to be spending like it's a fucking war. So it's very fascinating how they have agreement and not, but either way, you know, everybody is acting like they care. We never cared until it was now, but then again, like, sadly, we are leaving a future generation problem. But then too, I don't know, like, in a weird way, we might, I've been telling you guys this day after day, but like, I'm starting to see it. Like, we are getting closer towards productivity gains with AI. I never thought I would say this. You know that? I thought it would be a while or I would never say this, but that's why it's fascinating, bro. Because, like, we're going to spend all this money, and as much as I'm telling you, maybe future generations are fucked, it's like, well, there might, like, if we are getting way closer towards product, like, it's actually getting kind of real. And that way, it's like, if we get certain productivity gains, there could be better hope for the future. But either way, long story short, we're spending like batshit. And I've told you from day one, and I will continue to tell you objectively, and I hope you find a way to follow along objectively so you never have to wait for a fucking talking head or faceless head like me to tell you what to think, because you just got to look at the numbers. And when they put out that bill, again, you don't run 1 trillion deficits, bro. That's just not common. So, yeah, once again, we are going to do it. But it's funny how shit's getting signed, and now we're having this conversation. Again, why is a little Egyptian boy telling you guys this a month ago? And now we're like, you get what I'm saying, though? That's the unfortunate part. Elon had to wait till he left the government to tweet it. Your brother has a film production in LA. Oh, you retracted it? He said, never mind. He said, no, you're blackballed from the industry, you Jesus lover. No! Oh! I can do voices too! Oh! I voted for Trump not to spend this much. Well, I don't know. That's the thing, because if they actually generate revenue, great. And then I get it, because if Donald Trump didn't spend this much money, all you would have done was just enriched a bunch of Democrats for 4 years, and then you would have done the austerity and pulled the money from everybody after they got their gain. Does that make sense? So I agree with you. Like I told you from day one, I'm like, dude, this is batshit. But then I'm like, okay, I think they're going to put it to other areas, and I don't necessarily agree with that. Even if they generated a lot of revenue, I don't know if I agree with that still. But I just think they didn't want to let Biden have $4 trillion without kind of matching it in a certain way, which I could understand. But then again, it's like, once again, this is what I was telling you guys from like October of last year. Not spending money is political suicide. Nobody's willing to do it. And all this is showing you, you know, word to my political degree, that everybody knows this. Nobody is willing to not spend. It's the politics. It's unpopular. You're going to lose. That's it. It's simple as that. How are you going to win if they have all this money? How are you going to win if you're not giving money to people when everybody is promising money to all the dumbasses? Yeah, think about it. That's it. As a society, as a whole, young generation, old generation, vulnerable populations, we're not willing to say no to spending yet, unfortunately. I think we could handle an economic collapse better, because then that way you could blame somebody and have a little bit of austerity, but generally no one wants to not spend. It's too unpopular. So it's funny because Trump kind of ran, that's what I'm saying, he hit you with a bait and switch, because they are cutting spending, but they're spending it elsewhere. They're, like I told you on the video a month ago, it sucks because they're literally just going, and he may not be, they're spending a fuck ton of money, and like the only silver lining is that it's just not going to like weird shit, and it's not going to environmental wind farms. At least it'll probably go to some good areas, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still a ridiculous amount of money. So yeah, it just, unfortunately though, they saved money, but then they spent it in another area. Just how like Joe Biden would be, I cut the deficit, I lowered it from last year. It's because you spent all the fucking money last year. Of course you spent less money. Duh. It's the same thing. Like Elon found money to save, but they just spent more of it on tax cuts. That's it. Do you get it? So just like when Biden is like, I lowered the deficit because I spent $3 trillion and this year I spent 1.5. Well, okay. It's the same thing. Did Doge cut money? Did Donald Trump save money? He did. He's just spending $3 trillion on a tax bill and another $2 trillion on another cut, another $1 trillion on salt. You see what I'm saying? I could break it down. I have all the info, but yeah, just off top, that's what it is. So it's just politics, but it's stupid. And, you know, you could follow along, and I'm giving you guys the info of it, but it's just like, once again, we are borderline in the same spending situation. It's just a question of where it goes to and how it plays out. So that's going to be the difference between this 4 years and the last one. We're going to spend like crazy, but it's that government demand is hopefully going to be shifted to privatization and consumer rather than environment, government control. So we'll see, but then again, they saved some money, but they are, again, I'm telling you, that's what I realized. I told you guys this 2 weeks ago. Some of this should sound very familiar. Remember, I told you, I was like, bro, the tax bill is $3 trillion alone. That's it. Remove everything from that bill. If you want the permanent extension of the TCJA, that's $3.3 trillion. That's a fuck ton of money. All the money, you would need 30 Doges to save that. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how much Doge, you would need 30 of them to get just your tax cut alone. That's not even the next to $1 trillion. So for the Democrats to even agree, you got to give them almost $1 trillion in salt. And meanwhile, Josh is going to take advantage of all of this, and I hope you do the same. Ha ha ha. That's why you don't have to have political allegiance, and you should only worship the Lord and protect yourself, and money is not your God. Your God is your God. Anyways. But yeah. That's just alone $3 trillion for a tax cut. That's not any other spending, any other program, no veterans, no social assistance, no Medicare, no Medicaid, none of that. We're just talking tax cut, $3 trillion alone. So he saved money, but they're spending a lot just on some of the main things they want. They want border, military, tax cut. It's going to be a lot of fucking money no matter what. And that's the part that sucks. Because, and then we'll see how it leads in and if it gets privatization, but just unfortunately, one major factor of Trump's bill is very expensive, and that tax cuts. But then think about it. Last time we had this conversation, one of the Chads brought it up. They're like, wait, what do you mean? So not taking more of your citizens' money is considered spending more? Well, yes, because your other poorly elected politicians over the last 3-4 decades already agreed to spend that money just like they are doing now. Ta-da! That's why if your taxes go down, they already spent your money years ago, and they plan to keep doing it. So they need to collect revenue. But that's why some of you hating on the tariff plan, you might need to, educate a little bit, because I agree in the sense, like, you don't want it to be disruptive, and I don't believe the fear-mongering of ending America. I still think with tariffs, I don't know if I don't like the deficit still. I still don't like the spending, even if they make a lot. But the only good part about the tariffs is that in the last 100 years, that's the first way to generate money besides tax receipts. So I don't know why everyone is being fully negative, because there is a silver lining on it. But either way, I still stand at the fucking 1.9 trillion is way too much money. Anything above $1 trillion will always be too much money for any deficit. But at least we could generate revenue. But I'm still not sold on the Besant plan. Although I think they are well-mannered, and he may be well-mannered. Besant, I'm not necessarily, I'm not buying it yet. But I do like the idea of U.S. being able to generate revenue besides tax receipts, especially while we're paying fucking $1 trillion a year in interest. And that's the other thing you got to factor in, interest payments. So I just told you about the tax bill, $3 trillion. Imagine $1 trillion a year just because Jerome Powell and Biden and all that other stuff. And ta-da! So yeah, that's another factor. That's just interest, servicing debt. So it's wild, bro. You pay dividends on every qualified dividend. So yes, you pay taxes. It's good though. Once you pay taxes though, all of that's tax free until you sell it. That's the fucked up part. So yeah, all your drip though, as you grow, you pay your taxes on the dividends. You are liable. But what you can do, like I showed you with the long term, when it comes down to selling the house, you guys got to realize, like, all these motherfuckers like to, if you're not really thinking strategically with your long term, every losing play has a benefit, right? The whole Philo is about significance, right? Everything's significant. Stop thinking things aren't significant. So, especially yourself. But, so like dividends, what you could do is you could close covered calls or other plays maybe after 10 years. If you're like collecting certain amount of dividends and you're like, okay, I don't want to hold a certain stock. If you collect $3,000 a year in dividends, book one of the losses of $3,000, you collect all the dividends, you have zero taxable gain. Ta-da! But yeah, you will have to pay dividends on your or taxes on your dividends. But then once it's there, it's tax-free until you sell it. But then that way, you'll get taxed on any future things. It's anything above $3,000 a year. On like qualified, you're gonna get taxed total. Only thing that doesn't get taxed, I think, is REITs. They have a different tax on their dividends because they are considered qualified or non-qualified. And then there's the significance of the passage of time. Yes, 100%. Glad you get it. But yeah, man, let me even tell you guys that. I'm telling you, it blew their minds when I told them this 2 weeks ago. But you're going to see this. I have to find a property, but whenever I do sell for the property, because think about it, if we take any gains, like there's plays, I'm going to sell, like any of the dog shit, bro, is gone. All the shit that we took losses on that we never added to, even Snapchat, bro, if I found a property, I would probably sell Snapchat because I would get the money and I could use this loss to pay down my taxes. So if I end up having to sell names to get the down payment money, like think about it, that's a fat gain on Meta. If I ever book the Meta, Uber, JP Morgan gain, that's a lot of taxes. But then if I book the loss at the same time, that's it. So long story short, let me put it this way. We'll go here. So MO, this was the example that I showed. And this is what you want to think about when it's time to buy a property so that you don't get clapped on your taxes, right? This is why I hold for 10 years, because we are thinking very strategically. So let's say I sell, I'm getting the money on MO. MO, $26,000, 7,200 gain, right? So then boom, I sell it. I have 26,600. That's part of my down payment. And then a $7,200 taxable gain, right? So now, since the gain is 7,200, that's what I could be taxed on as a realized gain. We're also going to sell Snapchat, right? So now I sell Snapchat, I get $5,000. So now my $26,000 is $31,000. That's 10% down on a $300,000 property, 20% down on a $150,000 property, right? So if I just sold MO and Snapchat alone, I could buy as a drug dealer, I could buy a $150,000 property with 20% down. Yes, the Snapchat loss will help you, believe it or not. Because again, because now I have taxes. So I just realized $7,200, I'm getting my money back, but now minus $6,756, my taxable loss is now $444. Or taxable gain is only $400. So you know what else I'd do? I would take my Beyond or my Big Commerce and I would just sell $400 worth of loss. Ta-da! And then I would zero out my gain. So then I would take all the money, have my down payment money, and on paper for this year, I would have zero gains or loss. All taxable. Isn't that crazy? So that way, by holding and not selling for no reason and having a reason with holding and planning for the future, every single one of my losses are just prepaid taxes, big dog. For all of the gains we're going to get in the future. Ain't that funny? So yeah, a lot of people missed out on this. I think that's why don't just sell for no reason. I know you don't like to look at the loss, but and all that shit they talk, you don't realize there's a plan. And it may seem like, oh, you're losing loss, but if you did really good, you're going to have taxes. And then you're going to be like, oh shit, then you either have to pay a lot of taxes or take losses. And then vice versa. If you took early losses and still hold them, I wouldn't write them off just yet, because if you hit big, those are going to be there to pay down your taxes in the future when you're ready to move it into a house. That's why by going and not moving until I buy a house, anytime I'm pulling out 6 figures, a big amount of money, I sell it with the losses and zero it out, and then that's it. Ta-da! So think, baby, think. There is a tax law. That's how you get around the limit. You could only write off $3,000 a year unless you have trader tax status. But like I showed you, that's how accounting works, because the gain is unrealized. I have a $7,000 unrealized gain. So if I want to buy a house tomorrow and I need the cash, I sell the stock. I now have a $7,200 gain on paper, right? Because I took the gain on this year. And then I have the loss from Snapchat years ago. It was all unrealized. So if I sell it out and I get that money, that makes further down payment money. But now it was a $6,000 unrealized loss. That was a loss. The other one was a gain. So technically there's only $400 of gain on that year. And then I could take another loss and now it goes to zero. So yes, it's still $3,000 max for an individual, but by doing my losses and holding and gain strategically, I'm just zeroing out the gain and loss when I take it on the year. That's why I hold all this shit. It's not for no reason. I may be smarter or dumber than you think, and I hope you are the same and always sell strategically. That's why I tell people, don't just fucking sell. And all these people who just want to sell and rotate. I want to do that. Oh, no, I'm never going to buy. I got to sell it. Why don't you sell this? Why did I sell this? I'm down. No. There's a plan. Strategically sell and think about it. Yeah, just a lot of those losses, when we have gains, we've made more money than we've lost. But now those losses just sit there. When we're ready to go buy a house, I just prepaid taxes. And I don't think a lot of people understood that till I showed them. So think about that. And now that's why too, it makes a lot more financial sense buying a house, because by moving to a house, pulling out a lot of money and then using the losses and gains, not paying taxes on it, and then moving it to a bigger investment. Come on. And then, oh dude, it's crazy. That's why think realist. Yeah, exactly. There's only a limit to your net loss, no limit to how you offset it. Exactly. You could make $1 million, and then you could take 999,000 of unrealized losses that you held over 20 years and do it all in the same year, and your taxable gain will be $1,000 that year. That's how it works. That's what I'm saying. So think about it, and it may suck sometimes, but they could be there for your future, but plan effectively. Well, dude, are you ready? You guys, I don't know if you heard about it. Oh no. Did you not hear about it? It is very neat. These are the money tricks you learn with time. Took me a while to learn that one. You know how much taxes I had to pay for no damn reason? So you're welcome, but I hope you listen to it, because if you don't listen to my experience, you will have to pay for it to learn it yourself. But this is why I always remind you guys, taxes, tax strategies, get on this early, do it now, and start thinking. And again, follow the rules. There is a reason. My only struggle is it's a big wash. Yeah, 100%. But here's the thing you got to realize. If you do it the wrong way, the government will take it from you. That's the fucked up part. You're right. It was always your money to begin with. But if you just sell for the gains and you sold your loss the year before for no damn reason, you have to pay taxes. Isn't that crazy? So the government will still take it from you. So if I sell the MO and I don't sell the other one, the government's going to take half of that. Isn't that nuts? I have a taxable gain of $7,000 on there. And then if I take all of them for all of the gains, if we need more for the down payment, like Meta, you're going to get taxed all of those gains. Half of that's gone. But so it's just all about timing and strategy. But you are right. But that's what sucks, because it's not like the net gain gets you any more. It was already yours to begin with. But if you don't do it properly, you could have less. And they'll take from you if you don't do it right, which is mind-blowing. And it blew my mind when I was young, because I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, so you got to think like this, because it's just a good way to not get hit by the fluke tests that take you backwards. We're at the danger zone, but right now it'd be the previous low from a couple of days ago. Is that why you say wait till an escrow? Yes, so you could figure this out. Because then once you're in escrow on the property, you'll know exactly what you'll need to close, down payment, all the fees, and then you could start going through and winning, losing, and then zero it all out and make sure it all lines up. U.S. Airlines asks FAA to extend deadline requiring passenger planes to have secondary flight deck barriers. It's weird. A little bit on Tem. We chilled out, but it's still up today, man. And then Oracle on the high. So yeah, man. Any other questions? Real estate, stocks, off topic? Otherwise, we got 5 minutes, and then we're going to free them. I might just, if you don't have anything, I'll just free them now. Well, I'm assuming it would work on just the yearly ones, but short and long-term gains are different. But if all of it's in your if it's all in the same long-term portfolio, then they should all fall under long-term gains, because most of these we have held for longer than a year. Yeah, bro, I didn't know who you were. I thought you were somebody else. Even it says Sam. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, well, who are you? I was confused for a little, bro. UPS, I mean, if you have a lot of cash, UPS, Pfizer, Pepsi, Target even, there's a lot of them. I don't hit forearms. I was explaining it to my my girl. We watched a movie the other day. It was a game show movie, and the guy had one of those like forearm squeezers. You know what I'm talking about? The hand grip exercise? Yeah, this. So you remember these? For forearms? So here's the deal. When I was young, my brother was like, he's way older than me, and he was like into weightlifting. And so he had one, and then you know what I would do? I would take it as a kid, bro. I was just squeezing that thing forever, the little grip, right? And then when I was in high school, I shot a lot of basketballs. So yeah, I have the craziest forearms ever, and I've never worked them out since high school. But they feel like a rock. It's because I did that really, really a lot when I was young, and then basketball. But like legitimately, if I flex my forearm, it feels like metal. This is not an exaggeration. Maybe a little softer metal, maybe gold, but it feels pretty rock solid. It's crazy. It trips people out. But yeah, I don't really actively work them out. I'm telling you, go get a little grip like that and do it every day, like hours every day. You'll become bulletproof. Yo, Palant. What the hell? Yo, Palant rocketing up now. I don't know if there's a headline. Palanter's honestly just average volume too. But yeah, that's going up. I'm telling you, if you really want forearm strength, all you need is that grip. That's it. You do when you goon? Okay. Well, I'm banning you. Because like I'm saying, males who think it's funny, that's just weird. I don't know. The gooning, taco, what other immature stuff. I just don't fuck with it. Like, I haven't for like 5 years. Even Uncle would make fun of you guys for that. So yeah. Sorry, bud. Remember you emailed me and then I had to find your email to unban you? You remember that, right? And I went out of my way to unban. I remember. So I hope you realize, man, just try to keep it appropriate. I just don't want that nonsense in the chat. And I hope for the young guys, like, you look like a fool when you talk like that. Because I swear to you, there's people in this world like me. And I just think you're an NPC, bro. Like, for real. Walk strong, walk with your chest to the sun, you know? And that's it. Call it a day, bro. Listen, you do shit privately, but don't identify with it in public. And I want you to be better than that for all of you. Because it's just weird. I'm telling you, it's not like telling you people how you jerk off and like getting a pride of it. It's so weird, bro. It's all fucking the weird shit, and it's making men not men. Like, for real, like, and I'm telling you, you don't know Yash's take, bro. I feel bad because Yash don't agree with, you know, like, why are you even gooning? Why don't you just go pull bitches, dog? I'm sorry, you know, because like in my time, that's it. That's how you do it, dog. So I'm sorry. It's just not even, you failed on both levels. You didn't even go that hard. Like, I would. But yeah, either way, no, I'm not going to let you normalize it. It's okay, though. I'm not really mad at y'all. So, but unfortunately, I will ban you. And I hope you understand why, though. I went out of my way to even unban you, too. But, you know, like, straight up, I really think the forearm thing will make you strong. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to talk about masturbating, that's just, again, I do believe in physical fitness. I want to see y'all do good. Do people jerk off? Yes, they do. And that's a normal behavior. That's fine. I think porn is a dangerous thing. And do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Sadly, I would just go pull bitches instead of jerking off when I was in that part of my life. And I think you might get more fulfillment out of that. And both will leave you empty. But still, that's another topic. Point is, it's all normal shit. That's why it's like, I'd rather you talk here about getting better. We were just talking about taxes. We were talking about growing, property, the gym, not jacking off. So, yeah. But you could go do whatever you'd like. She's probably going to go do it now. Whatever, that's it. I just had to ban. I wanted to explain it because then someone's you're gonna email me like, why'd you ban me? And then he's gonna say it's just a joke. And this is what I'm telling you. What was the Philo today? The Philo is that the snake looks normal in the garden. The world wants you to think going up to people, joking about masturbating is normal. It's not. It's really, really not. It's really odd. That's what I'm saying. And this is how, some people might laugh, but if you get this reaction, don't be surprised. Because you know what my mom would do? And that's why I'm saying, if you think I'm being harsh, I'm not. What do you think my mom would do, bro? What do you think my dad would say to you? What do you think any older, well-mannered person who's like, wow, I believe in good things, they wouldn't say that's a normal thing. So, like I'm telling you, be careful. And I want you to be young men and women who do very well and accomplish great things. So just be careful, because the world is telling you and the crowd is telling you, yeah, this is fun. But I'm like, nah, man, it's having you identify with something that is very like, at least I'd rather you have a little shame about it, to be honest. Again, I'm not judging you for doing it, bro. I'm telling you, I can't judge anybody, bro. I used to jerk off at a very young age when I found porn when I was young, dude. But it led me down a bad path of like women. So I've done it all, bro. And I just say that as like, yo, do your thing. I'm not here to judge the behavior, but I can help you with your business, and I can help you with how people in like real world shit. And I'm just saying, it looks weird, you guys. That's what I'm saying. This is like a business thing where just like, that's something of the world. I've told y'all for a while, and like, just be careful, man. It's a slippery slope. And I just hope you realize I already respected and liked some of you without that. You know what I'm saying? I was answering your tax questions. I was already showing you love. You see what I'm saying? You came as yourself. You vibe with the community. You know, right? You don't need to act like you're bragging about jerking off if you don't really like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I don't know how they tricked some of y'all into thinking it, because I know the first time you jacked off, you felt hella ashamed, no? Where PNC at, dog? So what are you telling me you're bragging about it, thinking it's cool? So yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just saying, come as you are, bro. Come as you are. You'll be fine. Pizza. Well, no. Either way, though, I do hope that we were just talking about the forearm workout, and he wanted to make a jerking off joke, but I hope it helps him. I actually like Tomeboy. So I said I went out of my way to unban him and all that, but that's just, like I said, guys, we can't. That's part, again, surrender. Texas removes BlackRock from state's fossil fuel boycott. Oh, that's good. That's bullish for them. Now they could invest in the bonds. Edginess for the young. Don't become jealous of what the youth does. Oh, 100%. I'm not jealous at all. That's why I said it's like, it leads into very bad advice. And it's not really like good advice, because it could still be bad. But like, for real, man, just like go out and talk to girls. That's it. I really believe in that. Way more. And like, if you have that desire in you, in your body, and you have a lot of energy and hormones, like, it would be better for your skills in your life to just like go out and try to get laid. I know it's terrible advice. Like I'm saying, I could agree with that more than bragging about gooning and then being actively caught up in that lifestyle and then in social circles that encourage it and tell you to do that. I want you guys talking to people. I think you, as a young guy, you got energy. You have all these things, bro. You're not going to have it for a long time. You should go out and be yourself and be yourself. You, like that, but in real life. That's what I'm saying. Don't sit at home and do all that. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But I would at least get confidence and life skills and talking skills and people skills, and don't just literally touch yourself. Or, but yeah, man, amen. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I heard somebody say this, because you said the gym will make you stop. I don't know. I heard somebody say the gym is filled with like the horniest people, and it kind of makes sense, because I think then that's a lot of energy and hormones too at the gym. So I think it's in your mind, and again, the people you're around and the thoughts you're around. And above all else, you got to control your eyes, your thinking, and all of it. Feel yourself getting jealous? Oh, don't, man. See, that's what we were talking about today, though. Like, dude, your significance, dude, believe me, God is giving you something great in life. I'm telling you, bro, the wisdom, and like, bro, I'm not even like that old, and I'm loving this getting old thing, bro. You know that? I'm fucking loving it. I'm loving it. I couldn't handle the hairline for a little bit. Took me a year or two to handle the hairline. Oh, dude, I'm fucking loving this. Okay, I didn't like the heartburn, the waking up all stiff and shit, bro. Like, I go to sleep, I wake up injured. That's bullshit. But other than that, oh, man, I think it's a blessing. And there's truly the wisdom in it. And that's why the young guys, don't waste your youth being young. It's the young guys. What do they say? The youth is wasted on the young. So yeah, man, don't. I take it as a blessing, bro. Take it as a blessing. Starting to feel old. I don't know. My problem is I felt young, but I was getting old. That's why I was like, why is this hairline going away?
Social media platform during Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary's briefing, he posted,
right.
"I'm sorry, but I just can't take it anymore.
Good thing I didn't free them before the little jack-off.
Pork-filled congressional spending bill is
perfect timing. That's why I was fine letting it all out, because now we're going to go back open. They're going to have no idea we were talking about gooning this much.
The already gigantic budget deficit.
I can't believe y'all talk about gooning that much, right? Go repent, control your thoughts. What are you doing? Stop playing around.
Unsustainable debt. I can tell you, Scott, this has been setting off political shockwaves on both ends of Pennsylvania Avenue as lawmakers up on Capitol Hill are reacting to it as well.
Let me get some calculus in the chat. Calculus. Come on. Hit them with some calculus.
To not support the president's bill here. Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, was asked about the social media post.
Right?
Even
they could have
as she was briefing, this popped up on Elon Musk's feed, and here's what she said.
Look, the president already knows where Elon Musk stood on this bill. It doesn't change the president's opinion. This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it.
So they're trying to shrug it off here at the White House, Scott, but clearly Elon Musk has political aspirations and political impact potentially long beyond this administration. So the question here is, lawmakers on Capitol Hill, how many of them will be sort of magnetically attracted to Donald Trump, and how many of them will be more magnetically attracted to Elon Musk? That's an open question as of right now. The impact of these tweets, we just don't know on the big, beautiful bill, as the White House calls it.
We take this, though, I would think, as undoubtedly a shot of sorts at the White House.
Absolutely.
From Elon Musk.
Because, not of sorts, just a shot.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm glad you said that. I mean, the CBO obviously agrees and says it will add to the deficit. The OMB, and Russell Vought has been on television in the last handful of days arguing on the Caroline Leavitt and White House side of things. But as you say, this is a shot, and maybe the biggest one yet, from Elon Musk, certainly at the White House about any level of policy.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the timing of it, Scott, coming, while Caroline Leavitt was briefing, so she had to react to it live, coming just about a week after Elon Musk left the White House. He was at the president's side. The president brought him into the Oval Office to praise him and send him off in glory from his Doge mission, which the White House says he accomplished here in terms of cutting spending. I mean, this is one of the president's closest political allies who spent the night many times in the Trump residence during this second term, somebody who's been at the president's side in Mar-a-Lago and elsewhere again and again and again, now coming out against the president's signature legislative initiative of the year. It's devastating politically. I can imagine there's going to be a personal response. We're in the middle of an unusual 48-hour period here at the White House where we haven't seen the president with any public events yesterday or today. He's been active on social media. We haven't seen him on camera, so we haven't had an opportunity to ask him about a lot of these things. You can imagine there will be some reaction coming from President Trump here as well as they formulate how to respond to this and how to persuade Republicans on Capitol Hill to stick with him.
You don't obviously cover the Musk side of this as closely as some others do. It's more of the political angling. However, you do have to wonder, Eamon, and I'm sure you are, as to whether this is the beginning and maybe the very earliest stages of a Musk image rehabilitation tour, and whether it's going to be in any way successful.
So if you can fix it without gutting it, because again, gutting takes a lot.
The position of the White House in such a public way is going to help him
anywhere
fix
from
some
like
of the brand damage he's done.
570 to like even.
I mean, if you think about
$699 if it's really good.
It's largely
upscale
so all you gotta do is make sure in blue states are concerned about the environment, or that's what it has been.
I wouldn't put more than like 10%, 50 grand.
Elon Musk did an enormous amount of damage with that demographic.
That's why make sure you don't gut too
they
much.
Generally, by and large, don't like Trump. By and large, don't like what Elon Musk did to federal agencies, USAID and the like.
We got 50 minutes. Again, there was Levitt didn't say anything.
I think you saw that
rehabilitation tour
begin a little bit in
really not been that
with
much
David Faber on
CNBC
here, where Musk was now back at a factory, being interviewed in front of Teslas, not in the Oval Office with his "Make America Great Again" hat or waving his chainsaw in the air, resetting himself as the sort of visionary of technology and future transportation, whether that's in space or on the ground, and reintroducing that persona back to the American public, which had seen him as sort of nothing but a Trump acolyte over the past 6 months, now trying to reground that image around Tesla and around SpaceX. And I think that effort continues, but there's more going on here, because we saw this pullback of Jared Isaacman as
again, a lot of these big tech, like
NASA,
we said,
that was seen as somebody very, very close to Elon Musk.
If those names come down,
over the past couple of days, so there's more of a
all of the Mag 7 is
selling Elon and the president than just Elon wanting to get back to Tesla and get back to business.
Yeah, these are really interesting developments. I'm sure you'll be watching Truth Social for anything that might come from the president here forward. Eamon, thanks so much for that.
We didn't really hear much on trade today,
bro. Dan Greenhouse here.
We heard a lot
only
about
in the context of
again,
if this in any way jeopardizes the future of what they consider to be this big, beautiful bill, and investors consider it a conduit to higher stock prices down the road. We have a problem with that?
Well, listen, the margin in the House and the Senate is very thin right now, and I think to the extent Elon has any political clout whatsoever, obviously coming out so publicly in the Chip Roy camp, if you will, is not great in terms of the passage of the bill. But I also think the Senate in particular, which is now taking up the House.
I said it earlier, I'm like, it's just weird. I made a video on this a month ago. Everybody knew this. Even Elon knew it. So he waited till he left office to say it. And then now we're barreling forward this far into it. And now people are asking this. And not to mention now everybody's, we're spending a lot. No way. So it's a little perplexing on people reacting to an objectively large number objectively late. That's why. So I don't know if it will have an impact or not. It seems like even Democrats are kind of down with it, because again, everybody's getting something. Everybody's getting a lot of money, and obviously Trump is, earmarking it for the places they want. But again, even the SALT stuff is going to benefit certain people. But yeah, now they suddenly care what Elon says. I know. But all in all, though, it's just weird. But I think they're going to pass it, unless somehow, some way, they want to go back to sub-trillion-dollar deficits. But looking at what they're probably going to say, we are going to get that because we're going to make so much money, the deficit will go down. So we'll see. But for now, it's pretty much there. No, hard landing could still be in play. I mean, deflation is essentially on the table still. So again, I think we're just in the middle. That's what sucks. It's been 6 months veering between hard landing or soft landing, but it's like, wait a minute, every situation still exists exactly the same. Rates, dollar, all of it. Again, even economy. So, and then we're like right at break even. It's just a matter of, I guess, which comes first, or again, which development, headwind, tailwind, that will start to push it. But I think it's on the table. How if you inject so much money because it could go elsewhere, or bond market fails and it leads to other things. You could still, that's the scare, stagflation. You could inject a bunch of money. Well, here, sadly, you just said the scariest thing. I'm just going to answer what you said with a chart, okay? I'll show you this one. Are you ready? Easy. And then, yeah, Amazon's still flushing LRN. Have you heard of a company called Alibaba? Better yet, a country called China. That is how you could print a fuck ton of money and still collapse. And that's why I've always told you I'm scared of deflation. So this is what pumping a lot of money and going down looks like. China. Alibaba. Quite simply. So that's what I'm saying, is that if they pump all this money in, all the stuff you see now, and then bonds, rates, everything, and then people lose confidence, and Powell cuts rates, but then you finally get jobs coming down, the real estate inventory, and one thing, you see what I'm saying? And you get a lack of growth with all that money, and then people don't feel a certain way, then yeah, it'll turn into that. So then you'll get deflation. Yeah, China's not the reserve currency, but that I wouldn't put that much weight on that. You know, China was China. Remember, China was a big producer, but that deflation can happen. Even that's the scary part of putting all this money in of modern monetary theory. And Baba just showed it in the modern world, is that eventually the kitchen sink will not work. And if that happens, you could still decline. So I do think a hard landing is just as likely as hitting a new high, or it's possible. All of it's possible. The funny part, 6 months, we haven't really moved. But yeah, I still think that's there, even with a lot of money. Or we go up because the dollar gets debased in the process, or even then the economy just booms, you get productivity gains, and it wasn't that bad, and then the deals work out, and then we just chug along, and then there's just even more money floating around. Yeah, TOT would get clapped in. That's what people are saying. They're saying that we'll cut rates and that it won't work. Literally, Gunlock, every bond vigilante has said this. Even Jamie Dimon, BlackRock. This is what they're kind of hinting at this. And they're saying that Powell will cut rates and it won't work. AKA, you'll stimulate the economy, government spending, but if it only goes to certain places, people lose confidence, then you'll get deflation. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know, but I think anything is possible. We'll know as it gets there, but unfortunately, it's just this ominous chugging along. But you could always say it's always been like that, but I would say there's a lot of money and a lot of things, and yeah, I believe that if they cut, it won't go up. I think it's possible. I don't know how, but like I'm saying, I don't know. I'm not stressing out trying to figure it out. I just know that deflation is possible, so is hyperinflation, so is stagflation. And we need the pieces to move. But until they move, I'm not going to stress. Again, my strategy is planned for all of them. Again, that's why I'm diversified. We got a little bit of cash. We focus on value. Our strategy is perfect for it. But I don't know. But I know it's possible. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule out a hard landing. I think every time people make that mistake, I wouldn't rule out a melt up. People make that mistake when it gets bad, Just don't rule these things out. But like I've been telling everybody from Watchlist to live, it's straight up, nothing structurally has changed in almost a year. And that's why this is so odd, funny, ominous, and kind of chugging along how we have been. That place, though, Austin, the supply is going up. But people like the new builds because of the interest. Well, here's the thing. All of what even China and you guys are bringing up, the differences of China, I don't think that's what we're talking about. It doesn't matter what China is or isn't. It doesn't matter what their economy is or isn't. All that matters is if you stimulate and it doesn't work, you're fucked. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the whole deflation thing. You could cut through all of it. That's something to be on watch for. Because I even told you this with China. Just watch for the moment where they try something and then it stops working. Just like the Japanese when it comes to the yen. Or their bond market. But that's the real worry, is that any country anyway, but a major one like the US, is that we do all these things and it doesn't work. That, just like China, regardless of the reason, that is now the flashing red indicator. Oh, Dollar General came back up. Hi. Pizza. Yeah, those places held. Back to break even, but for out of the money no time. It's kind of crazy. Dollar General did good. That's frogging, though. If that keeps going, that could hit. Because we don't do what they do. I understand what you guys are saying, but I think you guys are missing a big point. It doesn't have to do with that. And what these like bond vigilantes, Gunlock, Jamie Dimon, BlackRock, what they are warning about, it relates to the deficit. It's just saying that one day some of this stuff is going to lose its efficacy. You see, and if that does occur, you're going to get led into a spiral, a negative one. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's nothing to do with the economies as much as it is like your limit of stimulating. And modern economies have shown that even though we think there's theoretically an unlimited amount, or we come up with all these reasons, there may be a time and place where there is a limit, or where the same tool now just loses its potency, or we develop immunity in a medical way, I guess. But yeah, that's why it's crazy. But it's not, there will be major differences, but if that happens, and then this is why people are saying, no, you can't spend, because if the more you spend, the more you debase the dollar, the more likely like that these things will not work in the future, just like other countries did and didn't do. So it doesn't matter what those key differences are. All that matters is that that's what you're like. If that happens, you need to know that's the problem. That is a bad thing, and it could happen. It can happen, regardless of what reason may or may not occur. There will be a point, and if that point does occur, where we stimulate and it fails, that will be the issue. That will be the deflation, and that is what people are warning about. Regardless of what makes us better or worse, those things don't matter. It just, all that matters. That's the game time fourth quarter question. You come in, you step in, and it fails. That's, again, the collapse of the pound, the Japanese, East Asian financial crisis, fucking down to tulip mania. Again, at 1929, why we even have the Fed, right? But now it's just been so long and bigger numbers, and we're pushing it to these extremes. Well, again, kind of like China. And one day, what happens when the kitchen sink doesn't work? And that is the issue. And it's not about what the country or what composes it and what could not. It's just if that does happen, then you must know what that really meant. And that is what people are like warning about in a certain degree, or hinting. Trump invited GOP finance to White House. Oh wow. Core Wave. That's insanity. Dude, it hit 135. Sells off to 109 and now back to 150. I saw those plays. I was going to double dip too on the rollover, but I said, nah, I won't get greedy. Those went up 500%. That's nuts. Palantir, yeah, they've been doing sadly though, the volume on Palantir is low. But yeah, we caught that one going up. I don't know why. Still moving. Yeah, their downfall started after COVID. But again, what I want you to notice with China, from COVID till today, what started happening, dude, they were shutting down their economy, but then they would stimulate it. Bro, and China was stimulating the fuck out of their economy, but then it stopped working. Because even though they kept stimulating, back in the day when they would stimulate, prices would surge, people would gamble, people would buy houses. But after COVID, they were like, nah. And then real estate crashed. And then prices would come down. And then even though the government was throwing out money, trying to help, even though they were really strict for a period, it didn't work. And it led to deflation. And I've said this. Again, we bought the damn China dip before everybody. Because I was even telling you guys, I was like, dude, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen. You finally witnessed deflation in the modern era by a modern country. So whatever the reasons may be, I didn't give a fuck because I see it. I don't care what that caused it. There was a fucking monster. I'm like, you just told me monsters don't exist. But that's why I'm like, okay, well, that's the issue. So you've seen it. It's alive. And we have a witness. But all that matters is that right there. And that is something of like economies and politics that you should pay attention to. Is that when they do these, we're going to help, we're going to change, and they stimulate, but it still has prices going down, or it does not have the intended effect, then you are reaching a turning point. And that's what it is. And that is something where I'm saying, yeah, I think that's on the table. Just as, again, it's also on the table that nothing changes for another 12 to 24 months, just how it hasn't changed in 12 months. And ta-da! So yeah, BLS says corrections coming to past jobs report? What? You gonna revise the revision? But you gonna correct the revision? So you gonna say we already dropped it? Wait, what? Dude, I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that either means that they're gonna unwind all the Biden numbers. But then, isn't that just going to show we already collapsed? Or what's that going to... Or is this going to change it for Powell? Because I bet you, remember, Powell just met with Trump. So you're telling me jobs. Okay, we'll change that. Call Howard. Scott. Call, who is it? More like the bullshit statistics. Call the BS. The BLS. Call them. Change it. I'll fix it. Tell them we got some changes to make. That's how they count it. That's ridiculous. No one counts a job like that. Who counts jobs like that? Nobody. Nobody does it. Okay, we'll find it. Howard! Where the fuck is Howard? Tell Howard stop trading crypto. Howard! We'll get it fixed. Easy. Okay, hold on. I got a graduation I got to attend to. And then another one. I'll be back. Got another speech. 5 planes today, too. I gotta fly around. Busy guy. Get Howard! So, yeah. Definitely possible. But, yeah, I don't know what that means, bro. Like, what the fuck does that mean? They're changing. They didn't even say revise. They just gonna correct it. That's kind of nuts. You guys know you have the non-farms on Friday, right? Yeah, so I don't know, man. That one's interesting. I don't know that. I think that's a very interesting development. I'm telling you. Because again, you have the non-farms on Friday. He just met with Powell. I mean, dude, there's a lot, and then throw in all the trade deals, but even on the jobs front, because then is that going to lead to a major change? Are we talking gradual? Are we talking something big? We're talking jobs, bro. We're talking the thing that they used as bullshit to cut or not cut rates. You don't remember? Every time he said, I'm not cutting rates. Why would we cut rates? The job market's fine. And then right before the election, they're like, oh, we're scared. Cut it. Oh, never mind. It's fine. Many numbers to be corrected, but the impact is negligible. All right, well, there you go. So then never mind. But maybe it'll change future reporting. But if it's not going to be, if they said material, I would have tripped. But I don't think it'll be. We'll see. We'll see what Donald says. Syrian media says Israel army striking area in Syria's Dara. Oh, I need a protein, dude. It's 12. I haven't had a protein. I'm hungry. Today's back and biceps. Back and biceps.
No, we both know there are always risks.
Instagram. I have to train for training.
And the risks are known on Twitter.
Go to my Instagram. You know why? Go look at my latest post.
Are they not? I mean, we
go look
still
at my
have
2
tariffs.
latest Instagrams, and y'all
we may get down to a position where we have 10% tariffs across the board. Those still matter. The economy is slowing. I don't think there's any debating that. The degree to which I think is legitimately at issue.
Yeah.
But what about that? I mean, rates are still reasonably high. The bond market threw a tantrum once already. None of that matters?
No, it matters. You know, the one that gets us, I wouldn't say keeps us up at night, but thinking about the market's pricing in still 2 rate cuts this year. You know, I work with a very smart guy named Sonu Varghese, looks at all this data. Sonu's saying, you know, they might not cut this year. And again, could that kind of upset the apple cart? Could that, you know, potentially, you know, really kind of bring back stocks and potentially bonds as well? I mean, there's, you know, tell me there's a chance. There's a chance there. So that's something that we are actively watching. But at the same time, I mean, S&P's flat on the year. You know, I know what we just did, a major slingshot. So after a gain of 70% the previous 2 years, back-to-back 20%ers, was it really shocking to us to have a weak first quarter? We say no. We did not see a bear market. No, we didn't see a bear market this year. But we said down 12 to 15%. Made a lot of sense at some point. Obviously, isn't it crazy? Two months ago this second was Liberation Day and all that craziness. But nonetheless, we've come back, and we still think it will be a little bit overweight equities here with the global diversified portfolio, Scott.
All right, it's good to get your perspective, and I appreciate your time. Ryan, thanks. We'll see you soon. Ryan Dietrich.
Appreciate it.
Up next, the aforementioned Tom Lee, a fun strat. He'll tell us why he's forecasting a melt-up rally, and he'll tell us the parts of the market he's betting on next.
I thought you told me to be worried. I'm so confused. I hate all of you because you hate me too. Fucking CNBC, bro. All of it. I don't know, man. It's good. I think they're positioning now. But yeah, the whipsaw of emotions. Core Weave 150. Wicked, bro. I know I should have added it to my long-term jobs. I hate y'all. Oh, Jesus loves you. He loves you. Okay. Tom Lee. I want to listen. You guys know him. I think he's the highest price target. I don't care. My long-term is all, you know. And we building up cash, and we still just running, bro. And then if it come down, we got cash to deploy. Any way y'all want it, let's go. Whatever they want to lag, Lee, I'm fine. We long term. Woo! I would like an easy breakout, though, but it's still been Chop City. That's why. Usually we get news, and then we have a clean break, but I think it's still gonna be mad choppy, bro. The police bull, Tom Lee. From the long time. Wow. All right. We got a lot of work still. A lot of work. It's going to be a fun summer. I can't wait. I don't know what. We're either going to get one of our names this summer. We may get nothing, or maybe a new name emerges. I have no idea. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. But we got cash, 4% cash to be exact, or 3.98. Yep, 3.93 because the portfolio went up. So technically, as it goes up, our cash value goes down. Gonna keep building. Oh, let's go, baby. Do not despise the days of small beginnings, dude. That's the thing about the small accounts, you guys. It's a trip. Because before you know it, you're going to spend so much time. And you're going to be like 1,000, 2, 3, 5. And then before you know it, it's like 18, then 20, then 30. And then you'll still be on whatever deposit amount. But I'm telling you, early, do not despise the day. Just like Colt's sister, bro. Again, Colt's sister last year was at 7,000. And then the year before that, it was at 3. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's at 14. So, yeah, it's there. So, it's kind of nuts, man. That's why I'm telling you, if that's a very good thing in, like, the early days, bro. This is a good time with the long term. And, like, it doesn't fluctuate the same way. And, like, enjoy it, bro, and keep and hunt and think. And that's why, like, I hope it does encourage. It won't let me go past. Yeah. I don't have, do I have the login for Colt's sister? I don't think I do. Yeah. And I don't want to text her. She wants me to go travel with her. I'm like, you fucker. I was like, no. I might go travel at the end of the year, but I was like, I ain't trying to fucking take this serious. Ah!
Welcome back. Get ready for a melt-up rally. That is what our next guest is calling for in the months ahead. He is Tom Lee. He is FundStrat's co-founder and the head of research, also a CNBC contributor. And as you see, he's here at Post 9. Nice to have you.
Great to see you.
Just saw Dietrich on. He's bullish. And you are too, but you say too many people are not.
Yeah, I would. You'd think that with the S&P doing well this week and a great May, investors are bullish. They are not. You know, in our calls and Zooms with portfolio managers, many are still cautious because they see tariff risks ahead and they don't have tariff resolution in hand and they can't get bullish. I think the feedback we get from a lot of folks is they think stocks shouldn't be rising. So I would say, given the amount of cash on the sidelines, the fact that short interest is going up, and we have a quiet week and markets are rallying, I think the risk is now of a substantial leg up rally from here.
What role do tariffs play in all of the way you're thinking about the market?
Well, tariffs matter. Remember, before February, before Trump sort of talked about this, the base case for many was a 15% tariff. Let's say that we're going to end up at a 10%. That's 10% on 15%, which is imports, which is about a 1% GDP effect. That's not that different than oil going from 40 to 80, and we wouldn't say $80 oil breaks the economy anymore. So I think tariffs aren't, we have to adjust to it, but it's not the thing that takes us to 4,000.
2018, baby.
Now, what if there's a renewed and more protracted, if not dug-in fight over the tax bill? What if Musk's post on social media earlier is enough to get some lawmakers in a very thin margin Washington
You told me
to
about
rethink their positions based on his political donations or
you
lack of support?
You have a Tom Lee.
In the
future. Tom Lee said buy it.
Real
you know
concern
Tom Lee.
Anyway.
Tom Lee called it. Tom Lee called it. Tom Lee called it. You say Tom Lee.
And it's an event risk similar to a government shutdown or an auto plant shutdown, something that affects the economy for a specific period of time. But again, those have not been things to turn structurally bearish. They may be tactical risks, but again, they've always been buy the dip opportunities.
So if for argument's sake, the tax bill ends up not as big as the price tag is on it now, would that be a positive taken by the market? Maybe the bond market would feel pretty good about that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Scott, it's kind of hard to say because I could see it being if bonds rally, that's good for equities.
MP.
But if this tax bill leads to more spending,
going crazy.
Even if yields rise,
markets
are going to
it's
focus
really
on the earnings
going
effect.
crazy.
So I'm just going to say it could go either way. I mean, it
30
could
cents
be better, it could be good.
When you hear Jamie Dimon talk about there will be cracks in the bond market,
like 1.5 too.
Do you just
again?
brush
You only
that
got 20
off?
minutes
Is that,
left.
Oh, I would expect someone in Jamie's position to be talking about the risks that are in the system, or do you sit back and say, well, maybe that first little scream from the bond market was before there's a full-on tantrum,
these,
which wouldn't be good for equities in any way.
Fuck these guys who are always bullish,
JP Morgan has a dashboard to the U.S. economy because they see consumer credit. They see it real time. We know consumer credit delinquencies are rising.
I can't. I'll never take him seriously.
But is that going to spill over into the broader credit market?
Oh, what
the one market we watch is high yield.
High
yield spreads have actually managed to hold on to most of the rally gains, and they've retraced 70% of the widening. That's a market that says the economy actually is starting to strengthen.
Minerals for weapons.
So you don't put that much credit
Congressional
into
approval, 50 million threshold.
Bigger worries about the
that's why MP's going. Remember somebody was it El Coyote? I think you said there was something related to
accuracy's sake. I mean, it's not like he said we're going to have this issue tomorrow. I don't know if it's 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years. I'm paraphrasing, but that's generally what he said.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jamie's flagging that there are parts of the economy that are weak, including housing. I mean, housing is deteriorating very quickly, but that's also going to deliver a pretty big deflationary pulse. That was 75% of the rise in inflation since 2019 is housing and auto services. So if housing is turning down on price because there's supply, I would argue that's a structural decline in inflation. The Fed would actually have to be quite dovish in the next 12 months. That's bullish.
How many times does the Fed hike between now and the end of the year?
Well, I think you mean cut.
I meant cut. Sorry.
Okay.
I hope that wasn't a Freudian slip. Cut.
Yes. They may not do any cuts between now and the end of the year.
But that'd be fine?
Yeah, I think the stock market, now that we're in June, is starting to look at 2026.
We had crazy options. I think the Fed's going to be,
they're in a position to do cuts next year. That's what's going to be bullish for equity.
Lastly, still ride this tech run?
Yes, I think the Mag 7 were the first to peak, the first to bottom. They were the washed out stocks that didn't make new lows in April. So we like the Mag 7.
CLS.
But we also like this financials, industrials, and small caps for the second half.
You can post it. Don't post the exact play.
Why do you keep doing this to yourself?
Gamble.
Last year, you said you like small caps for the second half. You said they were going to go up 50% in the second half, or something like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why do you keep doing this to yourself?
Like kind of red to green.
The small caps have gotten hurt because the Fed has been on hold. It's been a hawkish pause, but I don't think the Fed's next move is to start raising rates. So, yeah, I know it's been not a great call, but I think small caps are still a second half story.
Core.
All right.
We should have bought it on the El Coyote
keep
option.
Checking back with Tom Lee.
That flow
Up next, we track the biggest movers into this close. Christina Partsinevelos is standing by with that. Tell us what you see.
Well, I see one tech connectivity company skyrocketing 15% on blowout earnings, while a social media platform jumping on a major Wall Street upgrade. We'll have the full market.
All right, thank you. But yeah, Tom Lee, there you have it. The Bulls. But let's see. I mean, I still think it's the same situation. You guys just don't notice. We go up, down 100 points. Everybody's ideas change. We are literally in the same. Nothing has really changed here, but we're still moving along. But watch out the bonds, though. I think we could still move up without the bonds, but then you're still going to play that game. And then we'll see non-farms by Friday. Hard data and whether that could solidify a move higher or not, and then all these trade deals. But I think all of June we're going to hear a lot about trade deals, but today not as much. But then you're expecting Friday. CLF, again, all these material plays. There was something, we heard about it earlier, and then again another update here on like materials for defense production, and they all started kind of moving there. So yeah, very, very wild. We were talking materials, and then there's even the conferences. That was literally on the watch list for Sunday. I said materials, but yeah, I already thought they ran a lot, but no, they hit everything, bro. Even CAG was up 10 and then sold, but it does that every single time. PBR there. Oh, wasn't there the Brazil stuff though today too? I forgot about that. I showed it to you earlier. I don't know if you were here, but yeah, just be cautious with the homes. I think there's good real estate's going to be great if you're a savvy shopper, but it's shifting to a buyer's market. There was a lot of inventory. Or again, people are still just kind of dudlulu when it's all said and done. And then, like we've talked, again, we were just talking deflation even in China. China was real estate. You haven't seen real estate. really go down too much. Even then, and I was saying it earlier, inventory's coming back to 2019. It's not like shit goes down. Yo, Zillow, I saw Redfin moving up too, but Zillow is kind of rocketing right now. Literally $1. So that's like a 2%, 1.8 in the last, like, what, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 20? I don't know. I think deflation is possible. That was the talk that we just had. I've always thought, I'm gonna think it's possible. And I don't know why people are so quick to rule it out. That's literally what happens every time this hard landing comes into play. But yeah, I do think, and if you think the bond market's gonna break, you think deflation is gonna happen. Or you think it's possible too. But yeah, I don't know when. I'm not trying to predict it. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. EU trade chief, China counterpart to hold 4th round of talks in June ahead of July EU-China summit commission. So China and EU, 4th round of talks in June. So again, we're going to hear America's deals. America's going to try to run towards it. And then also there's going to be an EU-China trade thing, and then talks of that in June. Something's coming out on that now. And then again, SPY's back. I think this is just under the previous all-time high. No, this is the all-time high. Yeah, 59.68. You're above it. You're literally trading at the previous high. That's a very good sign if we could close above that. If not, you got 15 minutes to give it all back or 15 minutes to hit a new high. So wrap it up, baby. And then tomorrow, I think you got private payrolls, not as much data. And then, yeah. I think that'll be it. NPW, this thing's been going crazy. But yeah, the small caps too. I mean, Russell was the leader today, 1.5. You think Tom Lee brought the market? He was just saying only whispering sweet bullish nothings. Yeah, but we'll see there. Equal weight showed. I can't believe the equal weight though today. Very cool to see. I honestly think you'd be a lot better just, again, Amazon, Google, and Meta were like low-key your drag. But then again, the video wasn't bad. Yeah, Broadcom, that's the big one, but they ran a lot. ON again, we called that one earlier. I don't know, bro, that one went 11, that hit. GG's if you got that. I have no idea what it was. CoreWeave is up 27%. Yes, it's a wicked day. That's what, dude, today was kind of out of nowhere in a very broad way. And Mag 7 slowed down for the most part, except NVIDIA, but chips, Bitcoin, small caps, a lot of those. Zillow's still going. That's 2% in 20 minutes. I think a little more now. Yeah, so that's running. I don't know what's going on. Yes, SPY, you're close to all-time highs. I mean, this is the highest we've been since Liberation Day now. That was the previous high, May 19th. You dropped. You just broke above it now. And then, yeah, previous high is like 610. And then, like, going back, like, we don't need that big of a chart. Like, where is this now? This was, like, the high point at the beginning of the year. And then this is taking you back to, like, right after the election. Right after, like, the Trump pump. So you are higher when Trump got elected. And now this is, like, kind of where it broke out and got crazy at both end of last year and then beginning of the year, leading into the high. So it's kind of crazy. That's why I'm sure it's kind of mind-blowing. And then all of a sudden people go from afraid to holy shit, it's up. Because it's moving big, and a couple weeks ago it was really low, and now it's like, wait a minute, you are right off at the high. So like we said, breakout or breakdown. I mean, Wall Street is fucking banging on the table for it. So let's see what happens. MP dumping, they sold the news. Some of the other ones just gradually kept going up. Yeah, they did. And Amazon's still dumping. That's been the one on Mag 7 dragon. No more earnings plays. I mean, the last couple quarters, global policy and uncertainty has kind of took over. So that's why, like, we played a couple. I haven't done as good on the earnings plays, but legit, like, I think most of the plays have followed global uncertainty and those developments than not, with a couple of earnings here and there, but the follow through wasn't there. So I haven't really been bothering too much. one trade deal away from 6,000 SPX. It is maybe a bad deal too, or maybe we're one fucking China call away. That's what got us here. But Tesla dumping now, SPY. That's 10-minute rig, so should be wrapping it up already. I mean, you're gonna enter middle of the week. I'd either double down or take some profits now, but again, you're gonna be at the middle of the week here, so otherwise not anything too crazy. We see where this leads us. You feel the vibe. People trying to get back on board. 10 points off the high, 15? So on the SPY. But yeah, you set a new high today, and you're hovering around the previous one right now. But wrap it up, close it up. Non-farms on Friday. Nothing structurally has changed yet, but that is what I look out for alongside the trade. I think June will be categorized by trade deals from all over the globe. $500 million to sell. Dude, Tesla out of nowhere. Still that a few times today. My, oh my. Let's see, our volume leaders. Hims, Ford, BBAI, CLF, Joby, NEO, AQN, Qubits, Kenvue, and BBD. I did, bro. That video was dope. The Filipino dude, he went hard. I like the other video too. I didn't know that about the JC guy. That was crazy, bro. That was good. I watched those in the morning. Ohm is on the high because the mute go That's on the high right now. OM. Stellantis extends employee pricing program through June. They're like, nah, after June we gonna charge employees more because of tariffs. Blame Donald Trump, not our own personal decisions. Why is Union Pacific, Medtronic, Broadcom, and FedEx all unusually large volume today? Okay, we saw UNP a lot. And then Medtronic, again, medical devices, bro. Oh, they're doing employee pricing for everybody? I didn't know that. Bro, dude, you know what car I saw in real life the other day? And apparently it's not popular. I'm shocked. Dude, I saw the new Dodge Challenger. It looked good. I like it. But apparently nobody wants to buy them. I think it's because it's only EV. But bro, oh, dude. It's very interesting. I think MDT might get purchased. I need to look into it, but this thing's still deep value, but there's a couple of device names. Yeah, they all look like they could be buyers, and then this thing is pinned. Yeah, bro, the Charger, bro, it looked good. I think it looks really good. But I think it's EV, so nobody, what's it called? I love it. Is it the new Challenger? What's it called? Yeah, this one, bro. Like, bro, I saw this in real life, and I was, like, staring at it. And it looked good. It looks clean, bro. And I was like, that's a good-looking car. I was staring at it. I'm sitting in my nice-ass car just looking at it. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's a Dodge Challenger. It looks good. But apparently you could get these for a deal. No, Daytona, I think that's the name. No, I like it. Why would I lie to you about a shitty, it's an EV. I wouldn't buy it. Again, go back to rule number 1. It's a shitty EV. I'm not going to buy it. Why? Because they once again took a great vehicle and put something nobody wants in it and try to make us want it. You put a V18 in this bitch, I'll buy 10 of them. Okay? V18, V12 minimum. That would be, okay, American V8 is fine. But still, we got into the art of the deal. Okay? But, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a good looking car. I saw it in real life and I was like, whoa, I haven't seen one. And I saw it and I was like, all right, I'll take it. Oh, wait. Sorry. We got loop. Fucking haters. CDT, whatever. Oh, jeez. All right, man. Well, final 5. You're back up. Yeah, man, I think it's already wrapped at this point. You're either positioning on the plays for next week or tomorrow, and the rest of the week, or not. MSRP says 58. Yeah, but it doesn't have an engine. Excuse me? I'm gonna sell you a car with no engine. So why do you call it a car? Because the engine, the no engine car. So it's a golf cart? You don't play golf in it though. So it's a cart? Well, why don't you call it a golf car? Some people do. Okay. All right. Oh, did the MCTR hit? Was that one on the stream alerts? Wow. That one, no fucking way that went to 32. Damn. Yeah, bro. Because I was in the AM news. I remember that, but I did not look at it. At that point. No, that one wasn't on the stream alerts. I said there was another biotech. T-Raw. That was the one on the stream alerts. That one didn't do it, though. But that one had the volume from the morning. That one's crazy. All right, man. Well, wrap it up, you guys. You only got 2. White House OMB deletes X post on recession package send. Hot dog. Oh, yeah, because they're terrible. Now that I don't work for government, I tell you that government bad. Yeah, I can't believe it. They still spend all your money on tax cut. I know. Can you believe it? Thank you. I'm Elon Musk. Thank you. All right. All right, Chad. Rapperoonie, you've been warned. Shout out another all-time high on the long term, and the market is gonna looking like it's about to close above the previous high at your new high. You're gonna close not a new high of the year, but highest since Liberation Day. So since the bottom, you are still rallying up. You know, so you are setting a new high since the bottom of April 2nd. But on that note, Chad, wrap it up, bring it home. You only have 1 minute! Go, 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 go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, time to wrap it up. Bring it home. Finalize those plays. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Shares, options, futures. This is your moment. You got the middle of the week. You could get hit from all corners, or it could continue along. Non-farms on Friday. How do you feel? Is it much different than last week? And why? Why do you feel different? But wrap it up. You have less than 10 seconds, baby. Or less than 15. There it is. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding 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 ding. Oh, Wells fucking Fargo. Holy shit, Wells Fargo. Whoa, what the fuck is this? Harder. Oh, Chad, Federal Reserve announces Wells Fargo no longer subject to 2018 asset cap over sales scandal. So now they could buy a bunch of bonds and buy a bunch of shit as a bank. There you go. You already have that out of the monies, bro. Remember I yelled out today Wells Fargo? And I was like, dude, my options are fucking weird. Yeah, that we had them from the other day on the same headline. Yeah, Federal Reserve announces Wells Fargo no longer subject to 2018 asset cap. All the conditions required to remove are met, including improving governance and risk management programs. Wells Fargo has made sure substantial progress in addressing deficiencies and removal of unprecedented growth restrictions. Nice. Well, again, Wells Fargo actually. Oh, they already broke. Yeah, they already broke the 2020 level. But yeah, this might. Maybe they do their JP Morgan, but good for them. Now they could go back to making fake accounts. Woo! As many. No caps on the fake accounts. But Chad! Oh, man. I need a GG in the chat. I'm sorry. You just had big news from the banks and Fed. I know, Chad, but let's go, baby. We did it. We made it. 7 hours in the book. Let's go. I need a GG in the chat. I still got the meditation music in the background. We made it. 7 hours in the book. You didn't get banned. You learned something, baby. I appreciate your time and attention. Good game, man. Way to be a part of the community. Way to want it. Way to actually want it. Way to be a part of it. Way to be in the game. You know what I'm saying, bro? Thank you, my friend. And thank you for not getting banned and upholding the culture and everything else in between, baby. Because I would have told you. Oh, yeah, in the long term, baby. Good game. That's what I'm talking about. But thank you for your time. Well, GG, baby. I hope you get a long term. Otherwise, it's a waste. But good game, bro. And if you helped out today, answer the question. We're involved, bro. For real, man. It means a lot. Thank you. Damn, I didn't have to repeat myself. Are you kidding me? Stop it. Thank you. You didn't even have to, bro. You donated to me. Don't believe me, just watch. Use my freedom a lot. I need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk. Ooh.
2020, baby. Got the color, got the port. I can make the money both ways, always. I can buy the whole chain, go away. Got a lot of love and throwing no shit. No games, more change. I just made my own band. Probably trading stats where you still let the snoring. Morning, scoring. I'm just bringing more in. Hitting the DeLorean, sourcing. You could throw your own in. Drop it like a ball when you hold it. I'm showing. Skinny motherfucker, but I'm eating. Seeking, scheming. I get paid for sleeping, dreaming. Hating for no reason, you a demon. Leeching, heating. Wishing you could be me, ain't easy. I told you I'ma do this, don't forget this shit, I'm marathon. Make a move, but stay in the same place, or West of Peloton. Make 100 off a phone call, now that's a telethon. Benjamin's Jefferson, YOLO to a ghetto spread. Yeah, you know I've been it there. Who's been like a Trinidad? I'm moving like a president, can kill me like a Kennedy. I'm trying to be a better me, but they just keep on tempting me. Release the demon, set them free. He called that 50 G's. Nowadays it's hella smoke, your game like I'm from Babylon. My capital got stamina, I wrap it up in lamina. Talking in new blabbering, but I'm not understanding, bro. You hating and complaining, but you still watching the channel, bro. I do this for the real ones, but the hate is still involved. I just closed another building, I'ma give it to my bros. It just took a little patience and it took a little hope. Yeah, the faith is never wasted if you reaching for a goal. Do this for the real ones, but the hate is still involved. I just closed another building, I'ma give it to my bros. It just took a little patience and it took a little hope. Yeah, the faith is never wasted if you reaching for a goal. It's a cop. 2020, baby. Who the fuck you? I did what they said I wanted, though. Where the fuck is y'all now? Who the fuck are yo?
Man, we fucking fried everything. So let's go, baby. Go music. That's it. I'm gonna let this one ride out.
Benny, yo, Benny, you bullish. But baby, I'm not from Chicago. Heard me talking about Ivy and dripping the bag. They thought that I came from the hospital. No, I'm just trading. Just to the sun, no vacations. I'm really not trying to be flagrant when I tell you that most of my calls will be naked. Funny when I make a bad play. I get a standing ovation. It's like I'm addicted to antibiotics and trying to get rid of this clap. Fuck it, I always come back at 8 a.m. To the GG, what's that stand for? I am not a drug dealer, I'm a landlord. Tennessee the roof, that Mercedes-Benz don't need one. I went from Bailey to Bel Air, from the slums to the Ville to the top of the hill to a street where you can't park a car without a parking pass. I'm just trying to chill with my boys in the island off the coast, bar hopping like it's Alcatraz. Watching make moves like a salsa class. Plus I got so many bars like the women in church. I already know you can't handle it. You ain't making moves, you a mannequin. You ain't got that flame, that candlestick.
They ain't got that flame. Tell them it's a coat, not a game. Walk through the mud and the rain, just bring a little hope to the people in pain. I don't want lies, I want honesty. Negative vibes bother me. Stay up on your grind until you make it out of poverty. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get it, my bag on heavy. I'm zoom to the Fetty. My pockets look full, not empty. You loaded, I'm loaded. We never gon' fold, you know it. That's fast right there, go quote it. It's coke, we goated. Different level, it's level, untold. They watching, we popping like options. You know, it's real, it's really real. Like Philo time. Cause you can't help but make a meal if your people blind. Restless, cause I've been up grinding, I just want the Lexus. Cooking up like I'm making breakfast. Oh, I'm eating good, but you know I had to bless it. Looked inside the mirror, told my demons hit the exit.
That was Benny, that was level. Fuck the demons, fuck the devil. Throw the pebble, be successful. You can't tell me code ain't special. I got rich, I made a stencil like a chair. It's really simple, the framework is intellectual. Ay, like curry on the chain, my brother, you know, wait, I know you know the name. You ain't never seen my face, probably watch us in the game. Did it with a couple plays, let me kick a little lesson. You ain't never get a chase. What's yours, you always get what I'm really trying to say. Longer that you want the stock, more that it's getting safe. You ain't like to see what I say, I ain't trying to make it stay. Hey, I'm hitting plays, I'm hitting weights. Your portfolio all day, smiles filled with mostly grace. Apple, Amazon, and Facebook. You probably know the names, you probably thought that you should wait, then went and bought a course to trade. Benny, get some clothes and buy the clothes this shit. Clap them if they talking on some hopeless shit. Cause I've been there and going back. I told y'all that I'm focusing. I know they getting mad. The news is fair as well as motivated. Let's go and a shout out to the vets. Hit the players, then we sending in the jets. Don't be shy, you could send a pray request. And the list got everything you missed. I love y'all, baby. It's a cup.
Bro, you guys, that's a good wake-up song. And the
talk to me in 2030.
Y'all don't understand. Go right now.
You know what it is, baby. Cold music 2020.
Finger to
We
the sky,
coming.
baby.
Watch out.
Amen.
On the radar.
Peace.
Tell them I just want the Lexus. We out here making moves, baby. Let's go.